my mouth and talk about the mess that happened on Married to Medicine, the reunion, part 2. You know, I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get in and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on into the room, baby. We're gonna get started in just a bit. Just a bit. What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everyone is having a magnificent night. And if you are not, we always have tomorrow, okay? And the day after that, and the day after that. What's up, Irene? What's up, Jasmine? What's up, Makeup Unity? What's up, Shauna and Smiles? What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna wait for a few more people, then we're gonna get started. Because we got some stuff to talk about. We got some stuff to talk about, baby. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's up, 122 Tori? What's up, Tanya? I gotta try to get off of here as soon as possible because I forgot that I haven't even watched Love and Marriage Huntsville. I haven't watched that. I haven't seen a clip, so I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. What's up, Kimberly? What's up, Steven? We about to get into it. We about to get into it. Oh, we about to get into it. Hey, what's up, Dr. Do It Yourself? All right. We about to get into the mess. We about to get into the mess. We just give the people a few more seconds. Just a few more seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Mm-hmm. 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 Let me just take a quick glance over my notes. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. So we are down here to talk about Married to Medicine, the reunion part 2. I just want to play something. What's up, Diva? I just want to play something before we get started, okay?
There's going to come a moment when you are not going to like me. You're going to be highly, highly pissed off with me. And you are going to want to fight me. I give you permission to do all of that. Because in the end, I'm going to win.
Let me repeat. I just want to play that one more time. I want to play this one more time. And then we're going to go ahead and get started, okay?
There's going to come a moment when you are not going to like me. You're going to be highly, highly pissed off with me. And you are going to want to fight me. I give you permission to do all of that. Because in the end, I'm going to win.
All right. So, it's a lot happening with Married to Medicine, okay? There are things that are being said, not being said. A lot of people on the cast are not wanting to tell the truth, um, accept accountability. Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me? Wait, my mic not dead? Everybody say they can hear me. Hello? Y'all can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. So there are a lot of things that are not being said um, on this with this cast. Girl, I can't even concentrate. Girl, can y'all hear me or not? Because there's people saying they can't hear me. I can't even concentrate because I'm too busy worried about if people can hear me. Okay, let's stop for like 2 seconds because I'm not gonna be able to go on. Can y'all hear me or not? Because I see some people saying they cannot hear me, but I see most people saying they can. Okay, okay, because girl, y'all know I'm like, girl, what is going on? Okay, okay, so y'all can hear me. We can hear you, but it sounds like your mic is not on. The mic is on. The mic is on. The mic is on. This is on. Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me, or I don't know. Okay, because the majority of people say they can. Okay. Okay, so let's get back into it. All right. So let me start over. There are things that are happening with Married to Medicine, um, the cast, and I also feel like with the viewers that they just refuse to believe. I believe that everybody can have their own opinion, but I also believe that if your opinion is based off of something that did not happen, that means your opinion is wrong. You can't you can't create a scenario in your head to push what you want to push because it just sounds good. Because at that point, if you're not basing your opinion off of what has happened, then that just means your opinion is 100% wrong. And that's just what it is, full stop. Just full stop. I think there is blame to go around the room. I believe there's blame to go around the room. Let's just start out with Simone and Jackie, because that's where it picked up off at, right? I mean, that's where it picked up. I will say, as much as I complain about these reunions being unnecessarily long, 3 parts, we know they've hit us with a 4-part reunion once or twice, I think, with Atlanta. I will say I believe that this reunion could have been 3 parts. They really didn't even discuss everything that happened throughout the season. Like we still don't have an update about Contessa and Scott's what business. There were things that they just did not like. They completely skipped over. So I was kind of like, okay, girl, y'all, like, I just felt like it could have probably been 3 parts because for me, I actually was okay with the first part and the second part. And I also felt like too, especially with the men. Shout out to the men, baby. The men, baby, was not playing no games, baby. Okay, I like when the men get into the mess. I don't care what nobody say. I personally feel like the shows are better when the men get in the mess. Yes, we're going to have an opinion about them getting in the mess, but I love when the men get in the mess. I just do. I just do. Anyways, I felt like they cut the men segment too short. I think they could have stayed on the men for about 15 more minutes because they didn't. Because girl, it was still some there. Okay, girl, they still wanted to tussle a little bit on that stage. Anyways, so Simone and Jackie. Let me just start off by saying this. Because I hate that we have to go down this road, but I feel like I feel like people have to say this because if don't people think that you're picking sides, and sometimes we are. But in this scenario, I actually do love Dr. Simone and I love Dr. Heavenly. Okay? And for those who don't know, I actually loved Dr. Simone from the get-go once I started watching Married to Medicine. I hated Dr. Heavenly. Hey, cousin, the man need to get on to get a the men need to get a check on Married to Medicine. They really do, okay? Um, but I really love Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone. I didn't like Dr. Heavenly at first, but she became one of my favorites. I always loved Dr. Simone, and then it was one season where I didn't care for Simone, but I love Dr. Simone and I love Dr. Heavenly. I think in this situation, I think that both of them are full of shit. I just do. And I think that when it comes down to Jackie and Simone's friendship, I'm not changing my mind. Dr. Simone comes across as too needy. And the fact that we have to keep playing this game with Dr. Simone and her friendship with Jackie every year is tiresome. I don't give a damn about Jackie and Simone being friends for 20 or 30 years. I think that's the problem with a lot of people because there were people saying, oh, well, you don't know about friendship. No, I know about friendship. But what I'm also saying too is that just because you have a number behind a relationship does not mean that the relationship is of quality. And that's just what it is. Y'all get so stuck on numbers when it comes to marriages and friendships, you think that you're supposed to hold on to it. I'm not playing this game in my 60s. I'm not playing this game in my 60s with my friends because the only person that I have to do this jump rope with is you, Simone. Every year, it is the same thing with Simone. I'm mad at Jackie, you not my friend. And it has to do with Heavenly. Heavenly is not needy when it comes to Jackie and their friendship. It's Simone. And it's really because Simone wants Jackie to choose her over Heavenly. The fact that Simone set her ass on that stage and was just like, I need for you to say that I did not push her, girl. And when you didn't say it on Watch What Happens Live, girl, no, Heavenly did not push Simone. I mean, Simone did not push Heavenly. She didn't. She didn't. She didn't. But it's something to be said that Simone always finds a way to be mad at Jackie about something. They have both made missteps in their friendship. Jackie has and Simone has. And that is with every friendship. Yours too and mine too. We've all made missteps. It just ain't on Jackie and it just ain't on Simone. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, Simone is always basically trying to punk Jackie about this friendship. Hey, Rodney, I haven't caught a live in a while, but I'll definitely watch it later because you're a Kiki. Love you so much. Thank you, Sybil. Thank you so much. I love my friends. I really, really do. But one thing I'm not about to do is be in my 60s and be going back and forth with Simone about, or with any of my friends about, oh, girl, you my friend, you not my friend. Oh, because, girl, really and truly, you don't like the bitch that I'm cool with. I love when Heavenly said, no, that ain't it. There's more. Because really and truly, it's more. It's going to be something else. I can guarantee you if Heavenly comes back next season or the season after that, it's always going to be something with Jackie and Simone, and it's always going to be Simone fussing about Jackie because Jackie needs to do something about what Heavenly did or said. The fact of the matter is, we're going to start at the beginning. Heavenly walked into Angel's party, and Simone and Toya, before Heavenly even got to put her goddamn purse down, before Heavenly even before she even could go to the bar and get a cocktail. Bitch, I can't even go in the restroom and make sure my makeup is okay. I can't even go to the restroom, girl, and make sure, girl, I smell all right. As soon as Heavenly walked through the door, Simone and Toya took the first swing. The first swing. We're not going to act like Simone and Toya did not swing first at Heavenly. From there, it went on downhill. It even got to the point Heavenly was about to leave. Am I making this up so far? Let me know. Let me know. Is that not what happened? Did Heavenly walk through the door? Fast forward. I have already said I thought that Heavenly was full of shit for telling Quad what Simone said a year ago. Because if you wanted Quad to know what Simone said about that VIN number, you would have told her when she said it. You waited a year later after Quad and Simone were cool to let Quad know what Simone said. If you were that concerned, you would have told her when she said it. Get to the part where Simone and Heavenly get into it. Simone did not hit Heavenly, girl. She did not. And I think that, well, some people said that she did, but she didn't to me. The people on the cast didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way either. However, I can understand, just listen to me, I can understand how in that moment, when you go back and look at that scene, it was somebody, I can't remember. It was Heavenly and then Simone standing 2 inches away from Heavenly. So I can understand how Heavenly was probably taken aback because we are about to take a picture and then you swing my arm off of you. Just listen to me. I'm trying to put myself in Heavenly's shoes in that moment. I can see how it can. Oh, it was Contessa, Heavenly, and Simone. For the most part, if you really don't like a bitch, you're not gonna be standing 2 inches away from them. You may be able to be in the same room with them, but you're not gonna be standing that close to the person who you have a problem with. Simone was standing right beside Heavenly. So when Heavenly was about to put her arm around Simone, Simone got her arm and said, "Girl, I'm not doing this shit." Now Simone did not hit Heavenly, but I can understand how in that moment Heavenly was probably thrown off. Girl, what the fuck is your problem? Girl, I think we about to take a picture and you swinging my arm out of the way. I understand it. But again, Simone did not hit Heavenly. I also felt like Heavenly told a lie. And I also felt like Heavenly, girl, she was acting like a Karen. Like what's the name called her, girl? A Blair, whatever she said. At the end of the day, the fact of the matter is Simone was unhinged. She's been unhinged. They all have had unhinged moments on this show. Heavenly saying what she said because you think that it's going to start an investigation at Bravo and you thought your license was going to be in jeopardy, girl. You didn't think that Heavenly going to HR was going to cause you to lose your goddamn license. Girl, do Bravo even have a fucking HR that's legitimate? Girl, no tea, no shade. Because from the stories that I be hearing that's coming out in the lawsuits, it don't sound like Bravo really got a real human resources department. Girl, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Girl, they say Heavenly went to HR. I don't know how true that is. Allegedly, let me just say allegedly. Allegedly, girl, Heavenly went to human resources. But at the end of the day, I don't think that Simone was a bit more worried about losing her fucking license. Okay? I don't think she was. I think she was just trying to one up Heavenly in that moment. Girl, you done acted a goddamn fool for 12 fucking seasons. If you ain't lost your goddamn license by now, girl, you ain't gonna lose it. If your career ain't suffered by now, bitch, it ain't gonna suffer. We gonna have to just stop. I think we can call out both parties for the wrong that they both had in the situation, but I'm not buying that Simone really thought that her license was going to be affected or her reputation was going to be affected. Girl, you was just in the back, girl, about to thump with Quad last season. What are we talking about? All I'm saying is we just got to tell the truth. And I think that Simone was on some fuck shit. I do. I think Heavenly was on some fuck shit too. I also think that Jackie be wanting to call out Simone for when she's wrong, but Simone is sensitive. Jackie can say that Heavenly's wrong because she know that Heavenly not gonna really give a fuck. I guarantee you, if Jackie said, well, girl, you know what? Let's just start from the get-go. You and Toya walked up to that bitch face and you shouldn't have. That's how the whole shit got started. I bet you, if Jackie would have said that, Simone's head would have started spiraling. If Jackie would have said, well, since we're going to call it out, let's start from the get-go. Bitch, you walked up to that lady face as soon as she walked through the motherfucking door, and the shit went downhill from there. Because that's exactly what happened. You walked up to her face when she walked through the door, and the shit went downhill. So both of y'all bitches was wrong. How about that? But if Jackie would have said that, Simone head would have been like, what are you talking about? What do you mean, what are we talking about? You and Toya were being messy as soon as Dr. Heavenly walked through the door. And even when Angel tried to go over and tell her to calm down, the first thing she said was, did you go tell her to calm down? That's the problem. You so concerned about what other people are doing. The fact of the matter is, if you are really concerned about your license, you won't be cutting up and acting a goddamn fool the way that you cutting up and acting a goddamn fool. Because the fact of the matter is, when Jackie gets her black ass on the screen, Jackie don't yell, she don't curse, she don't drink. She sit there with her legs crossed and barely engage with any of y'all, especially Toya. So if you was really concerned about your goddamn reputation and your career being on the line, you wouldn't be cutting up and acting a goddamn fool. And when people try to tell you to calm down, you will calm the fuck down. But Simone is so busy on trying to be clocked in, because that's what she said. Simone said last week at the reunion, you are one of the few people that can get me to come down to earth. And when you walked over and tried to calm me down, I knew what I was doing. I was clocked in. That's what she said. At that point, what the fuck you want Jackie to do? You a grown-ass woman. If Jackie tries to calm you down and your response is, well, what about other people? Well, girl, if that's the case, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to worry about you. That's why I like you. You be calling out both sides. You're unbiased and you keep it real. Thank you, Miss Dynasty or Mr. Dynasty. I'm just saying, at some point, what is Jackie supposed to do? Because if Jackie is trying to calm you down and you don't want to calm down, if Angel is trying to calm you down and you don't want to calm down, then girl, just cut up and act the fool. I'm done. I don't have nothing else to say. I tried to calm you down. But you're so worried about what I told Angel or what I told Heavenly. I'm trying to calm you down. But you want to bring up, what did I tell another bitch? Excuse me. Okay, anyways. So, girl, let's move on. At the end of the day, with Jackie and with Simone and Heavenly, both of them were wrong. To me, Heavenly definitely was acting like a Karen. She did lie. Simone didn't hit you, girl. You know it. Simone, girl, you were in the hinge and you were acting a goddamn fool, and you started with Heavenly in the conversation. All right, Curtis addresses Eugene. Girl. So Heavenly didn't know Simone was clocked in. I don't know. Oh, you put Heavenly. Heavenly don't have to know that Simone is clocked in because Heavenly is not talking about her license or her reputation being ruined because of Simone. Simone is talking about what Heavenly is saying. So Heavenly doesn't have to be worried about Simone's career. I don't need to know you clocked in. I'm just saying, if you ain't worried about it, then what the fuck? If you ain't worried about your career, what the fuck I'm worried about it for? I'm just saying. Anyways, so Curtis addresses Eugene. He says Toya has perpetuated this lie about him being handsy. He said other women have come to her. He said that Toya said that other women have come to her. Now listen, this is what I'm gonna say. Curtis, it's two things that's happening with Toya and Curtis and Eugene. Curtis, use a motherfucking lie. You are handsy. And you did pull Toya down into your lap. You did have your hand on Heavenly's waist. You did trollop that whore through the busiest airport in the world. You were handsy with Toya. You were handsy with Heavenly. And you fucked that lady who you was trolloping through the goddamn busiest airport in the world. You are handsy. Now, I didn't watch. I don't really watch What Happens Live, so I don't know what Toya said. On the whole episode, I saw the clip of Toya saying that Curtis was handsy. There are two things that I felt like happened. One, Toya was telling the truth. She was not lying. Two, Toya was being messy. She didn't need to say that. She wanted to be messy. That's fine, right? But Toya didn't lie. They were talking about the picture of Heavenly and Curtis, and she ended up throwing herself in there. Well, she's not the only person that he's been handsy with on the cast. In my opinion, the cast and viewers use Jackie as a scapegoat to deflect from what Simone and Toya do. She is not perfect by far, but Jackie is not the villain of Married to Medicine, baby. Because if you ask Mariah, she'll tell you it's really Simone. Yeah, if you ask Mariah Huck, girl, she'll tell you the real villain is really Simone. Okay. But anyways, so we'll get back to that in just a tad bit. I will say that I'll wait. I'm gonna wait. Toya didn't say, like I can't say what Toya said on Watch What Happens Live because I don't really watch What Happens Live. So I don't know what she said all the way. I just saw the clip. Now she did say, from what I remember, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that Curtis, she could talk about Curtis from the stories that she heard. So I don't know if Jackie must have called Curtis in the middle of break and said, "Hey, Toya down to the reunion, talking about how she could really talk about you and what she heard." Because didn't Toya say something like that? Toya also didn't say how she said she gonna test him by putting her butt in front of him. We gonna get to it. Y'all know we gonna get to it. We putting it on the motherfucking table today. We gonna put it on the table today. Cause we gonna put it on the table. Thank you. So I don't know, because I remember Toya saying something about she could talk about Curtis, and I guess the rumors that she's heard. So I don't know if Jackie called Curtis before he got to the reunion and said, Toya down here talking about basically how you out here with these bitches and hoes. Because she did say it at the reunion, for what I can remember, but I don't know if she said it on Watch What Happens Live. I don't know. And then they kind of like try to ease away from the drama. And they talk about some of the things that they have to deal with as doctors, right? Jackie says that she has to basically compete with TikTok because, everybody thinks, we all down to the Instagram, girl, TikTok, Beyonce's internet acting like we lawyers, doctors, right? So she says she has to compete with TikTok. Simone says that she had a patient who wanted her baby to be a certain zodiac sign. Her blood pressure was elevated and she was 38 weeks. Then Andy also asks about, oh, excuse me, sorry. Andy also asked about Alex Preety, the nurse who was shot by ICE. And this is the one thing I definitely agree with Heavenly on. A lot of other stuff too. Heavenly says it just goes to show that while this administration is in office, that nobody is really protected. You would think that because he's a white man that he would be. And what have I been saying also? With this administration, it's not about whether you black. If you are not on board with the administration, they don't give a fuck if you black, white, man, woman, girl, trans, it doesn't matter. Jackie is the mama Heavenly wish she had, and Heavenly is a daughter Jackie couldn't have. That's why they're close. Simone can't compete with that. Thank you, M2. Anyone who is the opposition of what they want to happen, you can get it. Full stop. If you are not on board with just let's just say Project 2025, girl, if you're not on board, then you can get it. Full stop. If you're not on their team, your ass gonna get it. You could be white, go against us, boom, you shot. You could be a white woman, go against us, Renee Good, you shot. Go against us and see what will happen. I thought it was interesting though. No tea, no shade to Dr. Jackie. Girl, when Andy asked about infant mortality, girl, he asked Jackie, I said, ooh, girl. Because the last time, girl, I said the last time you was on there talking about the mortality rate with black women, honey, you said the bitches was lazy and don't want to go to work. Ain't that what she said? I said, oh my God. I said, Andy, you's a messy ass queen. I said, Andy's a messy queen for asking that lady that, girl. You know, he asked Dr. Jackie specifically, girl, what about the infant mortality rate, girl? Because, girl, just because the other day, you were saying how the black girls come to your office and them hoes is lazy and don't want to go to work. But in the same breath, girl, that's what Jackie, when I tell you, Jackie, girl, you even, bitch, girl, I ain't even got no pussy on no uterus, so can't have no goddamn children. And bitch, you confuse me with that fuck shit. Girl, how the fuck you, when I tell you, Jackie, girl, not to go backwards, but I have to, just for a tad bit. How the fuck are you meeting up with Vice President Kamala Harris talking about the black mortality rate amongst women, of course, girl, but then in the same talking about black women die at three times as much as any other group of women, but then in the same breath get on live with Heavenly and say, yeah, girl, the girls coming to my office, and girl, I know they just don't want to go to work because they lazy. Girl, where? Girl, where? Girl, what the fuck? Girl, how you a spokesperson? How you a spokesperson for black women dying during birth or after childbirth and know that they die at three rates higher than any other group of women, but then girl, the next day be like, girl, the bitches is lazy. They just don't want to go to work. Girl, what? Girl, what? What? They talked about HIV and PrEP, and you know, it's a conversation happening, and I think that it is a very important conversation. I do understand that when PrEP was first introduced, it was introduced to just gay men. But the fact of the matter is, PrEP is for, well, I'm not gonna say it's for anyone. You need to talk to your doctor first. But PrEP can be for anyone who is sexually active, okay? It's just not for gay men. So they tapped on that too, and I thought that was a good. I like this little part they talked about. I was like, okay, that's good. All right. So here we go. Girl, the men come out. Hey, Lex, thank you so much. Yes. Thank you, Lex. Hey, cuz XOXO Gossip Girl. Yes. XOXO Gossip Girl. I never really watched Gossip Girl. I watched the reboot. I thought okay, I never watched the first one, so I really don't know, but I thought the reboot was whack. I did not like the reboot. I mean, I didn't have anything to compare it to because I did not watch the first one, but I did not like the reboot for Gossip Girl. I thought it was horrible. Anyways, thank you, Lex. Okay, so Eugene. All right, here we go. So Eugene starts. The men come out, and he says that Toya may be a little offended about being pulled onto someone's lap. And I put bullshit. I want to play something. You know, me, I'm not that invested in these shows where I go back and, try to find clips. That's not me. Shout out to the people that are, because y'all be doing the Lord's work. Someone posted a clip, 2 clips online from Married to Medicine, 2 scenes that had to do with Toya and Curtis. I want to play this first clip of when when Toya sat on Curtis's lap. Okay? So I want y'all to just take a look at this beautiful bean footage, and then we're going to talk. Ass down, okay? Sit your ass down, okay? Look at me. So I just want to say, yes, here we go. I'm about to shake the table just for a little bit. Oh, girl, we detected video in your stream belong to. Oh, girl. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! Oh, I can't show the clip, y'all. Girl, I just received a message. We detected video in your stream belongs to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. If you plan to continue, ensure the owner has. Oh my god! Can y'all see me? Girl, do I need to end this live and come back? Girl, do I need to end this live? Girl, the girls is out. Girl, Team Toya. Team Toya is out to get me, bitch. Girl, Team Toya is out to get me, bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to try to go back and take that part out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay, girl, I'm gonna have to leave that alone, girl. Okay, girl. Oh, girl, Team Toya out to get me, bitch. Girl, Team Toya's out to get me, bitch. Okay, so listen. This is what I have to say. As you can hear, Toya was saying that she wanted to test. She wanted to test Curtis. 2 things are happening in this clip. Curtis definitely pulled Toya onto his lap. But what we're not going to do is pretend as if Toya did not walk her ass over towards Curtis to try and test him. Yes, Curtis failed the test, and Curtis pulled Toya onto his lap. But who in the fuck is Toya as a married woman to feel the need to test anybody? Toya was not offended because in another clip that I can't play, Toya pretended as if she was going to sit on his lap. There's another clip that I can't play because Team Toya is trying to get my video taken down. I ain't got no problems with Toya. Let me tell you something. I ain't got no problems with Toya. And y'all know I love Eugene. Girl, Eugene is a good man to me. I ain't got no problem with Eugene or Toya. Okay? So y'all need to leave me the fuck alone. Because I ain't did shit to nobody. Anyways, so the problem is, let me try to put this, let me make a timestamp. I'm gonna just put 40 minutes. I think that's when I started. Because I'm gonna have to try to take that out because they're gonna try to take my coin, huh? They're gonna try to take my coin or demonetize the video. We're not going for that not today. So anyways, so the point I'm trying to make is this. While yes, Curtis definitely pulled Toya onto his lap, that is not for debate. Curtis, you did it, nigga. You did it. And I don't even like Curtis. And everybody knows that. Okay, shout out to Phaedra. Everybody knows that I can't stand Curtis. But we're dealing in facts today. Curtis pulled Toya onto his lap, but Toya also wanted to test Curtis by walking over and standing in front of him. Who the fuck is Toya as a married woman who did not receive permission from Jackie, CC2254 for my tardiness? Come on, Fee! Yes! And she stayed on his lap. If Jackie said, Angel, listen, bitch, I need you to do me a solid. I'm using Angel because Angel is a single woman on the cast, and she knew. I'm just using her as an example, not to call her no hoe or no shit like that. Keep going, Rodney. You're doing the Lord's work. Thank you, Ashley. I'm just using Angel as an example. If Jackie now said, "Hey, bitch, come here for a second. I need you to do me a solid. Don't do too, I just need you to do me a favor. I need you to walk in front of my husband and see what the fuck you do." Now, if Jackie said that, and if Jackie told Angel to do it, then Jackie can test her husband because that's her husband. But Toya ain't got no business testing nobody else's husband. In case they try to snatch your coin, girl, they're gonna try to snatch it, girl. Thank you, Uptime Alley Cat. They're gonna try to snatch it. I already know. We're gonna have to try to figure something out as soon as I get off of here. So Toya don't have no business trying to test Curtis. Full stop. Who are you to try and test Curtis? But I was in the shower earlier because I went to the gym. I was in the shower earlier and I was thinking, oh, I know why Toya didn't have a problem wanting to test Curtis. Because the fact of the matter is, she don't give a fuck about what Eugene looked like or how he feel. Because ain't no married woman in no room going to test another married man just to try to prove a point. But you did it because you know Eugene ain't really gonna say shit. And we know that, girl, you don't have a problem, girl, disrespecting Eugene. We just know that for a fact. We know that for a fact. We know that for a fact. We know that for a fact. Girl, we know that Toya ain't got no problem disrespecting Eugene. We're not gonna act like that now. Now y'all know I love Dr. Eugene. Y'all know I love Dr. Eugene. That's how out of everybody, I should be the one who you listen to. Because I go up for Dr. Eugene. I go up for Dr. Eugene. So if I'm telling you the motherfucker is wrong, the motherfucker is wrong. Okay? Because, baby, the way I put Dr. Eugene on a motherfucking pedestal, And everybody knows who has watched my Married to Medicine reviews. Baby, they know I put Dr. Eugene on a goddamn pedestal. Anyways, so girl, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of scream in the back when Toya was talking to Jackie. Girl, bitch, when Toya said, so Curtis was the men were out on the stage. And Curtis was basically saying that on Watch What Happens Live, Toya said that women have come to her and said, I have my hands on multiple women. Again, I don't know if Toya said that on Watch What Happens Live. I just saw a clip. In the clip that I saw, she didn't say it in the clip that I saw. I think I do remember Toya making it seem as though she had dirt on Curtis in part one. So I don't know if Curtis is getting his stuff mixed up. Nonetheless, she said it, but I don't remember her saying it in the clip that I saw on Watch What Happens Live. So Toya says, no, I didn't. She probably tested him because who expects another married man to grab another woman knowing her husband is right there? This is all on Curtis. It's on Curtis, but it's not all on Curtis. Not to me. Because what married woman is going to walk up and try to test another married man? Like, what married woman? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's 50-50. I'm sorry. The same way Curtis didn't have no business grabbing Toya and pulling her on his lap, Toya didn't have no business going up to try to test Eugene. Test Curtis. Like, what are you testing another married woman for? Another married man for? Eugene is on the list. Is Papoose still on the list? Nah, Papoose not on the list, baby. Eugene is on the list. Is Papoose still on the list? Clarissa might whoop you. I had to take Papoose off, baby. Girl, I had to take Papoose off, baby. Girl, Papoose got too much going on. Eugene, he's a little messy. He's a little messy, but he's still all right in my book. He's just a little messy. He got a little messy queen in him. But other than that, let me stop. No, I love Dr. Eugene. But no, girl, Papoose not on my list no more, baby. So anyways, um okay, so this is the part where Toya had me laughing. Bitch. So she was in the back and she was sitting beside Jackie. And Toya said, I didn't say that. She was basically saying how Curtis said she said on Watch What Happens Live. Cousin of gym rat now. I'm not a gym rat right now, thank you, DM, but I'm trying to get there, girl. So she says, I didn't say that. She said, no, I didn't. And then I think Jackie must have said, you said it on the show. I don't know what Jackie said. And then she said, on the show or not? She was like, on the show it's 2, off the show it's 3. That was a good question. She said, on the show or not? She said, hold on, bitch. Hold on. I'm not gonna lie. Bitch, I did kind of giggle. When she said, on the show or not? She said, on the show it was 2, off the show it was 3. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of chuckled at that. I thought that was kind of funny. And then this is where Curtis started to lose me. This is where Curtis, of course, started being full of shit. Eugene says, you wouldn't admit you pulled my wife onto your lap. And then Curtis says, basically, well, you wouldn't admit that you perpetuated that lie. And then Eugene says, you basically saying, I won't admit to it because you did this years later. And that's what I got from Curtis, too. Curtis, no. Curtis, no. Curtis, no. Girl, you did pull Toya onto your lap. And for Curtis to be like, I'm not gonna admit to it if you don't admit. like, I'm like, okay, girl, like Curtis, like, no, Curtis, no, Curtis, no, Curtis, no, Curtis, no, no, no. No, I would have respected Curtis more if he would say, well, girl, you know what? I did pull your daughter. I did pull your daughter. I did pull your wife into my lap, but it's because her big ass also, not but her big ass also walked in front of me too. So you need to get on the same way I need to take accountability. She needs to take accountability too. Curtis did not, let me be very clear. Curtis did not have no business putting his hands on Toya. But we're not going to act like Toya just didn't say, let me test him. Let me test him. And then walked over and then didn't even immediately get up off of his lap. Again, I don't even like Curtis. Be very clear. One thing I want it to be known that I do not like Curtis. Okay, girl, I want to say it again. I do not like Curtis. Yes, that's how I looked at it too. Curtis and Toya are both at fault. Curtis pulled and Toya paused it. Come on for the pause. Okay, okay. Um. So let me go ahead and say this about Steve and Eugene. Eugene, Steve had a lot of smoke for Eugene. Now, this is what I think happened, and this is what I am also told that happened. I think what happened is Steve came into the reunion hot as fish grease because Toya had just did an interview with Carlos King. And in the interview, Carlos King was saying how Steve is attractive. And Toya responded, oh, you think so? That's what a lot of the boys say. And I personally, and I also believe Carlos King felt the same way, I took it as a dog whistle that Toya was trying to say that Steve is gay. So I think that when Steve came down to the reunion, Steve is not attracted to me at all. Me and Steve could sleep in the same bed, butt ass naked, and I would, girl, make sure, girl, it was a line between us. I'm not attracted to Steve. Now Brandy's husband. Now Brandy's husband. Okay. It's okay. Now Brandy's husband. I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want to be disrespecting nobody and their husband. But baby, I'm gonna tell you, let me show you who. Let me show you. Do I got the picture? I don't think I got the picture saved, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I ain't gonna say too much of nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. But baby, this right here, baby. Boy. Now this one. Now that one, baby. Now that one. Bitch, fuck Steve. Girl, fuck Steve. Don't nobody want no motherfucking Steve. Bitch. Now Brandy, husband. I'm not gonna let me stop looking at y'all husbands. But this one right here, baby. Baby. I never thought Steve was attractive. I'm not trying to be funny because girl, there are people. I'm not no beauty. I'm not no beauty queen, my damn self. But I've never been attracted to Steve. I never thought Steve was attractive at all. I've never been attracted to Steve. I don't think I'm just not attracted to Steve. Like, girl, literally, Steve could be beside me, butt ass naked, and I would be like, baby, you need to go. You need to get on your side of the bed. You need to get on your side of the bed. Okay. Now this one right here, right, girl. Baby. Now that one, hey, baby, yes, God. Let me stop looking at y'all husbands. Anyways, so okay, back to what I was saying. So Steve came in with a lot of smoke. Toya tried to insinuate, or not insinuate, but it was like a dog whistle about his sexuality. This interview that Toya did with Carlos King was published on February the 5th, 2026. Okay, as I just saw it, just showed you. Andy sent out a question about the Marriage and Medicine reunion on February the 1st, 2026 at 9 p.m. Basically saying we're getting ready for the Marriage and Medicine reunion. Send your questions in. The people are saying that Carlos allegedly said on Patreon that Steve was indeed pissed off that Toya said what she said and tried to basically make it seem as though he was gay. Now I don't know because I'm not subscribed to Carlos King's Patreon, so I don't know. But that's what one of the cousins said in the comment section. This interview aired before they shot the reunion. Steve looks like Chester Cheeto. He looked like that. Let me shut up. So it makes sense to me why Steve came into the reunion as hot as he was. So I don't know. I think that is a part of the reason why Steve is pissed off at the reunion. So it looks as if Steve is just like bouncing off the wall, did a line of coke, just upset for no reason. But I believe that is the reason why he's upset, because of what Toya did down to the Carlos King interview. And that's why he's saying you don't hold Toya accountable for the shit that she says. Now, I will say at one point, Steve was getting on my nerves. I'm not going to lie. He was. Because at some point, it's like, I just feel this way across the board. When you start arguing, at some point, if the other person not arguing and you just fussing and cussing, it's kind of like, girl, you'll end up looking like a fool. It's kind of like, girl, I understand why you might feel a certain way, but at some point, you just look like, girl, you're going to have to let it go. You're like, okay. Now, I'm going to also say this too about Steve. I think what the problem is that some people don't want to admit is Eugene has met another Eugene. Eugene has met another Eugene. See, Eugene is used to just being in the shit, and the men not really going there with Eugene. Steve said, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, you gonna meet your match. So I think that's the problem that some viewers are not really wanting to take into account, is that Eugene just met another Eugene. Eugene is used to getting into the shit and saying stuff, but now Steve is on the show, and the same way Eugene is going to get into the shit, Steve going to get into the shit. See, people are not used to the men actually going back and forth with Eugene. Steve is on the show now. And the thing that makes me is like, if you're going to be mad at Steve for taking up for Mimi, then how the fuck are you not mad at Eugene? If Eugene is right for taking up for Toya, then Steve is right for taking up for Mimi. If Steve is wrong for taking up for Mimi, then Eugene is wrong for taking up for Toya. They're literally doing the same thing, except the biggest thing is Eugene is going overboard with it, and I'm not changing my mind. His issue is with Heavenly. Eugene has misdirected anger towards Steve and Mimi. His issue is with Heavenly. Let's be very clear. Eugene did not walk up to Cecil. He did not walk up to Curtis. He didn't walk up to Shamar. He didn't even walk up to Steve. He didn't walk up to any of the husbands except for who, class? Thank you, Shorty Doo Wop. Jock versus Nerd Chunky Kid. The only person he walked up to was who? Damon. And he walked up to Damon because the issue is with Heavenly. Even when they were on the beach, he didn't even want to say Heavenly's name. Anytime he addressed what was happening with the Met Gala, it was really because of Heavenly. I think this is also another part that some of the viewers are leaving out. This mess is happening really because of Eugene. Let me be very clear. I am not mad that Eugene wanted to help his wife. Yes, help your wife. Hell yeah, help your wife. But the reason why the men are going back and forth is because Eugene overstepped. It's not about Eugene helping his wife. He can help Toya. Nobody, I'm not mad at him for helping Toya. But now you are bringing the mess to the men, and the men don't want to be included. Steve was given Best Screen Actors Guild Award performance. The need a check. We don't want them. Thank you, The Truth 5717. Eugene is the one who started to bring the issues with the Met Gala to the men. Is that not what happened? So we're not going to act like the reason why we are at the place where we are is not because of Eugene. The fact of the matter is the men don't even really fuck with the Met Gala like that. Yes, Curtis did come and say, I talked to Jackie and I was thinking that the men could help out. Past that, the men really don't get involved. Eugene is the reason why this shit is happening. And it's happening because he was really pissed off at Heavenly. And he went to go talk to Damon because he wanted Damon to say something to Heavenly. And Damon don't give a fuck. Steve getting into it with Eugene was why Curtis thought he could come after Eugene too. Steve calling him Eugene Bush was weird as fuck though. Thank you. Eugene walked up to Damon because he wanted Damon to check Heavenly. Am I making this up so far? He addressed Damon because of Heavenly. And because Damon didn't want to get involved, he got frustrated. He addressed Damon because he wanted Damon to address Heavenly. And Damon said, I'm staying out of it. Because the only thing that's going to happen is it's just going to escalate. We need to stay out of it. And Eugene got frustrated and started this whole speech about, oh, well, you know that I don't, I'm just like you. I don't really play about my family. Girl, what are you talking about? Like, how do we go from the Met Gala, which is supposed to be about the women, to you getting involved into the Met Gala, and now you upset because Heavenly said that she wants Toya to supposedly fail. Then you go bring it to Damon, and then Damon basically is like, I really don't give a fuck about what's going on with the Met Gala. You get frustrated, and it starts this whole, I feel like I'm just like you. I protect my family. Girl, what? Like, that's how all this shit got started. Another thing we just talking. Another thing I want to address. It is weird as hell. Let me go back to what Eugene said, because this is what I really want to tap on. Eugene speaks on him and Toya getting into it, and he says that basically it was a couple's moment, right? Everybody has those moments. He also says that if, what's my handwriting? Wait. Oh, he said that there was also a couple of people that might not have been invited if it was not an all cast event. Stop the presses right then and there. It amazes me how so many people can get online, including Dr. Eugene, and now all of a sudden it's the only reason why they are there is because it's a cast event. Well, don't you think that's the reason why Mimi and Steve were at the fucking Met Gala? Because it's a cast event? Y'all can't have it both ways. The way that y'all are down to the internet moving the line for Toya and Eugene is absolutely in fucking insane. Yes, but he addressed Damon respectfully for stuff Heavenly said about him. Toya never said anything about Steve, though. That's a lie. Yes, she did. Toya literally said down to Carlos King's show that Steve might be gay, pretty much. And anything that Steve was addressing to Eugene was about Steve and Eugene. Steve and Mimi were looking for a moment, and Steve was going through his favorite parts for her read. Thank you, Truth. Thank you, the Truth 5717. And that's not all the way true, because even when Eugene and Steve were talking at the Met Gala, Toya walked up into the conversation. So at that point, Toya was a part of the mess too. Steve literally told Toya, "I don't address women," and Toya told her, "Girl, well, you can take that shit to the back." Steve and Eugene really hadn't had an issue until that Met Gala. And it was because of the stunt they tried to pull at the entrance. Now, back to what I was saying. Thank you, though. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, back to what I was saying. If Eugene can say there were a couple of people that might not have been invited if this was not an all-cast event. So if y'all can understand the reason why these people that Toya really don't like are in her house because it's a cast event, then why can't y'all also understand the reason why Mimi and Steve were at the Met Gala is because it's a cast event? And what we're not going to do is act as if Mimi and Steve were the only ones who said that they did not want to donate. Because if you watch the show, Brandy had an issue with them asking for her money but not wanting her input. Angel had an issue with the same thing, and Mimi had an issue with the same thing. So the same reason why Mimi and Steve showed up to the Met Gala but didn't want to donate is the same reason why Brandy and Shamar showed up to the Met Gala and didn't want to donate, and the same reason why Angel showed up. Girl, y'all watching the show? Are y'all watching the show? Also, Dr. Contessa came down to the internet. She did an interview with No Chaser TV, and Dr. Contessa said out of her own mouth, and then, Toya kind of insinuated that men like, him. I mean, I don't think Eugene cares as much as we think. Because if he did, then, I think he would back up. He keeps inserting himself and things, and that's just what it is. And I think he's comfortable where he is. He is a grown man with a big number on his age. He knows exactly what he's doing. Right. And here you go. Again, we're talking about him, so he's doing something right. Do you think Toya was a good host for the Met Gala? She knows she wasn't a good host. She wasn't trying to be a good host. She was trying to do her thing. She was trying to turn it into the Toya Gala, which is what she did. The Toya and Eugene Gala, which was, yeah. But it's okay. But it really should be about philanthropy. It should be about the students.
students, you know. I mean, one of our suggestions was whatever money we collect, let's just give it all to scholarships, because at this point we have the party for 2 days. Like, no, this it don't make no sense. Right. And we wasted all this money on all this cross and circumstance. I mean, we could have got thousands of people, but you know, it is what it is. Would you have charged your fellow castmates, because Toya did say on Watch What Happens Live with Simone that we ain't never paid for nothing on our, we ain't never not like paid for nothing to go to something that we filmed, but okay, whatever. And they called Eugene.
It is so weird to me how during the season, everybody from Simone, Contessa, everybody in the group had a problem with how Toya was doing the Met Gala. You even had Simone walk up to Toya and say, Toya, stop charging people who are part of this group to get into the Met Gala. Didn't she say that? You have Contessa saying, we ain't never paid for nothing when we filming to get into nowhere. Girl, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I think what's happening is Toya and Eugene, just like me, don't know how to throw a gala or a fundraiser. And that's okay. But y'all are gonna have to accept that Toya and Eugene don't know how to throw a fundraiser. Because as some of the cousins told me in the comment section, because I called out Steve when Steve said, nigga, I paid $5,000 last year. And I said, well, what the fuck they got to do with this year? And then some of the cousins says, well, actually has a lot to do with it. Because for the most part, when you have a donor who has donated $5,000, baby, that means you want that donor back into the next gala. Because if they donated $5,000 last year, they might donate another 5 or 10 or 15 this year. That's why Steve mentioned the $5,000. You see, each one teach one. I even said, why is Steve mentioning $5,000? Because that don't have nothing to do with nothing. And the cousins told me, well, actually it do, sister, because in philanthropy, in that type of world, you will say, yes, they're a high donor, let them in. That's why Steve mentioned the $5,000. Nigga, I just gave you $5,000. That's when Eugene was supposed to say, let him in. So because you want to play this game about $300, fuck this gala, fuck this donation, you're going to get this $300 and that's all you're going to get. That's why the people were saying that Eugene and Toya don't know shit about fundraising. Because in the fundraising world, the high donors, they're getting inside the motherfucking building. Why was Jackie so quiet when they debated this? It was strange. She bought the table to include them, right? That's what they said. Thank you, Voodoo. And that is what the people told me. And when I was like, oh, girl, that do make sense. Girl, that makes sense. I was like, oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that do make sense. They don't know what they're doing. Toya is good at throwing parties. She's not good at throwing fundraisers. And that's the difference. Toya is good at throwing parties. She's not good at throwing fundraisers. She's just not. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, you learn and you grow. So Steve and Eugene getting into it. Okay. Because you don't. Because the reality is, let me try to paint another picture. If a person donates to a high school, or if a person donates to a university, If that person comes to a gala, do you think that they're really going to stop that person who just donated something to the school, an entry fee? No, they're not. They're going to say, let her come in. Let him come in. Bitch, he just donated so and so to the school. He just donated so and so to the gymnasium. Mimi and Steve bought a fucking glass bowl for $5,000. Hello? Mimi and Steve bought some bullshit bowl that Quad made for $5,000 and they probably threw that shit in the trash. That was definitely a donation. Let me repeat it again. Mimi and Steve spent $5,000 for a bullshit bowl the year before. That was definitely a donation. And the fact of the matter is, Steve is correct. Me and my wife have given more than what you have given in the last 3 years, and we did it in one. That is a fact. That's a fact. I can guarantee you, if somebody was throwing a gala and they had to pick between the Harrises and Mimi and Steve, who do you think they would pick? If you were throwing a gala, take out if you like Steve or not. If you were throwing a gala, who the fuck would you want in the building? The person who just gave $5,000 for a bowl or the person who gives barefoot wine? We're not going to play this game now. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. If you were throwing a gala, who would you want in the building? The motherfuckers who giving $5,000 or the ones who girl gonna give you. And that's exactly why. Thank you, Jamaica Sweet. That's exactly why you will be just like Ashley and Giselle down to Potomac, still trying to waste $15,000 5 years later. Because instead of y'all trying to get to the money, y'all want to go with who you like the most. That's exactly why y'all shouldn't be having fundraisers. Because if you would pick Toya and Eugene, motherfuckers who ain't even gave no money, versus Steve and Mimi, who gave $5,000 in 1 year, that's exactly why y'all will be just like GNA, DOA, and not raising money, still trying to raise $15,000 5 seasons later. Who said they was rich? Whoever said, I'm not getting confident. Okay. Nobody ever said Mimi and Steve was rich. I never said that. Nobody said that. What I said was the fact of the matter is Steve and Mimi gave more in 1 year than what Toya and Eugene gave in 3 years. That's just the fact of the matter. And it has nothing to do with who's rich and who's not. The fact of the matter is Steve and Mimi gave more in 1 year than what Steve and Toya gave in 3. That is just a fact. That's just a fact. Okay. Steve says it sounds like a narrative spin, but because he basically started saying, and another thing too, you ain't never heard of Toya and Eugene having to pay to get into a gala. Toya and Eugene don't know what they do when it comes to galas. That's just what it comes down to. So Eugene tells Steve, I've been on this stage for 12 years. You just got here. And the energy is off this year. See, this is what I be talking about when the girls trying to start rewriting history. One, I don't give a fuck if you've been on the stage for 20 years. How many times? Yeah, this is what happens when you're consistent in what you say. How many times have y'all heard me say out of my own mouth, I think what makes a good housewife is a housewife who don't need none of them bitches. They can come in and act the way I want to act because at the end of the day, I ain't got to kiss nobody ass. What did Phaedra tell that man down to the traders? The thing you forgot is this is not The Bachelor, and I don't have to kiss your ass for a rose. The thing that Eugene forgot is I don't have to kiss your ass to be in this group. Okay? It don't matter if you've been here for 12 years, 20 years, 25 years. Who the fuck are you? You'll get checked too. You'll get checked too. I don't give a fuck. I could have just walked onto the motherfucking scene. If you say something slick to me, I'm going to say something slick back. Who the fuck are you to tell me you've been here for 12 years? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You'll still get cursed out 12 years deep in and out. You trying to pull a seniority card don't mean shit to me. I have been saying, I know this is not Housewives. I like when the Housewives come in and be like, what's up, y'all? What's going on? You're not going to check me, though. But that's not right, though. Okay, I don't know. We're watching two different things. Okay. Anyways, so it's weird because Steve and Mimi, they paid me a lot, baby. Girl, they paid. It was a $250,000 check. It was a $250,000. You can't. But the reason. Let me say something. Let me say something. Mr. and Mrs. Matthews. The reason why you can't believe the review, I'm gonna go ahead and say this because you don't watch the show. And if you do watch the show, you watch it with your eyes closed. I'm not trying to be funny. That's why you can't believe the review. Because if you actually watch the show, then you would know that what I'm saying, even with my opinion, is really dipped in the facts and truth. Girl. The fact of the matter is, Toya and Eugene barely did something the last 2 years for the Met Gala. They finally get in charge. Now they want to start having a dick swinging contest. Did Nene ever give her donation to the Detroit Public School? No. Thank you, Diva. That's why y'all can't believe it. Because you have some connection to Toya and Eugene, and you want Toya and Eugene to be right. And Toya and Eugene are absolutely in the wrong. And I go up for Eugene. But Toya and Eugene are wrong, baby. All of this shit got started because Eugene wanted Damon to check Heavenly because Heavenly said that she wanted Toya to fail. That's where all this shit got started. It got started because instead of Eugene just helping Toya behind the scenes to try to make sure that she could pull off this Met Gala, he wanted to step in the shit. Anyways, okay. I'm done. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, we taking too. This is getting too long. Okay, it's already 10 o'clock. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. We gotta hurry up. Okay. Um. Here they go. The gods have never been. This is what I'm saying. What we not gonna do is rewrite history. The fact that the fact that Eugene can sit on this stage and even Cecil, they start to paint this narrative that it's never been this way. Girl, y'all some motherfucking lies. One, Eugene and Steve can get into it and they might be okay next season. Might. But to act as if the men ain't cut up, y'all don't remember Damon about to knock the shit out of Aiden or whomever it was on the beach? Y'all don't remember, girl, Dr. G turning into Flojo last year when King was about to choke him? So all of this trying to rewrite history as if because Steve done stepped onto the scene that now the men just ain't been in the shit. Y'all niggas been in the shit. Not only have y'all been in the shit, but y'all have almost gotten physical with each other. Girl, what is we doing? It has been like this with the men. The men have literally almost gotten into fist fights. Girl, what are we talking about? It's actually been worse. Because what Steve and Eugene doing is girl, we just having a reading session. We done seen the niggas almost punch each other in their fucking faces before. Girl, what is he talking about? Girl, what is he talking about? Am I making this up? Am I making this up? Eugene crying over Dr. Kieran's joke. Right. Am I making this up? The men ain't never had conflict before. You're like, y'all really sitting on the stage trying to rewrite the last 12 seasons? Y'all want to make it seem as though, oh, we just men, and we don't really do all of this. Like, this is the first season that we really had this much conflict. The reason why, and I'm gonna give this much though. I'll give this. The reason why it's probably been like this, as far as like arguing, is because none of the other husbands really go back and forth with Eugene. This is the first time in a very long time that I've probably seen a husband really argue with Eugene. Eugene, we're not gonna sit here. And this is the part that gets me. And this is again coming from a person who loves Dr. Eugene. We're not gonna sit here and act like they have not been saying Eugene gets into the women business since season 1. Because from what the people were trying to remind me, that Trap House Lucy, shout out to Erica De Niro TV. She the one who be calling that lady Trap House Lucy. She be calling that lady Trap House Lucy. Girl, they said Trap House Lucy was already calling Eugene a woman in a dress season 1. So what we're not going to do is act like Eugene has not already been labeled as the person who gets into the women business. Because you had Trap House Lucy, shout out to the diva, who was saying that he wear a dress since season 1. You had Contessa saying that your husband is the definition of a big ass bitch. You had Quad calling him Eugina. You had Jackie, even in her confessional this year, calling Eugene Eugina. Jackie said that in her confessional. Jackie referred to Eugene as Eugina in the confessional. Listen, I'm not saying that I agree. Let me. This is the thing that's happening. I operate in 2 different ways. I can call out what I think, and I can call out what the people done said. Okay? Me calling it out don't mean that I necessarily agree. Eugene was close to tears during this reunion. Can't say I didn't gag when Andy asked Eugene if he was going to be a leader today. Ow! Thank you, Lanissa Townsend. Thank you. But the point I'm trying to make is, again, I love when the men get in the mess. But the reason why they go after Eugene's manhood and the reason why they basically call Eugene a woman is because they say he gets into women's business. That's all I'm trying to say. That's why they say that about Eugene. It's because they think that Eugene stays in the women business. Now you have Steve, who just not gonna let the argument go. And I think that Eugene is used to dealing with like Dr. Karen. They might have a little 1-2 and then they be done with it. No, Steve gonna argue all the way through. And I think it's knocking Eugene off of his feet. Because Eugene ain't never really just had to go back and forth with a man the whole goddamn reunion. Y'all see what I'm trying to say? That's why Eugene is looking like, girl, what the fuck? Right, because you ain't never just had a nigga just go meet. You met another Eugene, basically. And now Eugene is giving you, now Steve is giving Eugene the same energy. We're going to argue the whole fucking reunion. To the point where, girl, we're going to argue in the back. Then, bitch, we're going to argue on stage. And then we're going to argue again when I get to the back. Baby, Steve had Eugene running out of that room. What Sheree told Nina? You better get to running, bitch. Bitch, baby, bitch, Eugene, bitch, Steve had Eugene running out of that room, baby. Girl, you better get to running, bitch. Girl, Steve said, bitch. What's bitch, 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 you better get to running, bitch. Bitch, Steve was on Eugene's ass, baby. Steve was on Eugene's ass. Now, was Steve getting on my nerves? He was a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Girl, you know, I don't mind giving a girl. Steve was getting on my nerves just a tad. Because at one point I was like, girl, you gotta let it go. I'm not gonna lie. Even for me, I was like, girl, let the mouse go. Girl, when I tell you Steve was whacking the shit out of girl, bitch, I felt like I was watching Real Housewives of Potomac. Remember when Karen was like, let her go, Monique, let her go. Girl, I really felt like I wanted to tell Steve to let Eugene's ponytail go. Let her go, Steve, let her go. Girl, like Steve was whacking the shit out of Eugene. Even when he was getting on my nerves and I wanted Steve to shut up. I wanted Steve to shut up. He was getting on my nerves for a little bit, but all I'm saying is Steve was not letting Eugene go. And I don't think Eugene is used to that. This is the first time that I can remember in a very long time, if ever. Again, how many times have we seen Eugene really argue with a man from the time they walk through the motherfucking door all the way to the end of the reunion? Eugene literally argued from the time he walked through the door, girl, to the time they got on stage, girl, to even when they left stage, Steve was still arguing with Eugene. And I don't think Eugene is used to that. That may be what they meant. Like, it ain't never been like this before. No, it really ain't never been like this before. Maybe that's what Cecil. Maybe that's what Cecil meant. No, it ain't never been like this before because, baby, Steve came in, baby, off that motherfucking Don Julio actor Folio. Because the way Steve came in swinging already, baby, all I know is I think I saw it looked as though they gave each other a hug. Girl, if you go back and watch, because they were too close to each other, so I assumed that Steve and Eugene did greet each other. I think they gave each other a hug. They didn't really show it, but it based off of like how close they were to each other. I think they gave each other a hug, and then after that, bitch, it was downtown Julie Brown, bitch. Baby, Steve would not let Eugene ponytail go, baby. I said, baby, she is, girl, you better get to running, bitch. Bitch, girl, he had Eugene running out of that room. Bitch, Steve walked in. Bitch, this all you heard. Bitch, this all you heard from Steve. All you heard, Eugene was already sitting down. Listen, Eugene was already sitting down. And this is all you heard from Steve walking into the room. Yeah, all I'm trying to say, Eugene, it ain't personal, but what I'm trying to say is this though. You got something to say, just girl, that's all you heard. Baby, Steve hadn't even made it into the motherfucking room yet, and Steve was walking down the hallway already cussing Eugene out. Baby, Steve was walking in the room talking shit. Baby, Steve was walking in the room talking shit. Baby, Steve couldn't even sit down good. Steve was walking in the room talking shit. This is exactly what Steve did. Steve was walking in the room. Baby, Steve came around that room. I'm just saying, man. I ain't trying to make it personal, but you said what you said. This ain't personal, though. I said, girl, Steve is hot, bitch. Steve, you ain't even got in the room good. And baby, all I know is I looked up and Eugene said, I'm about to go. Because he throwing a temper tantrum. and I don't have time for this. Keep windmilling, cuz. And girl, I'm just telling the truth, girl. And baby Eugene got out of that room, and Steve said, "You better get to running, bitch." I know. Steve said under his breath, "You better get to running, bitch." I know that's right. But Steve was getting on my nerve a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. He was getting on my nerves just a tad because even I was like, girl, it's time to let it go. Girl, even I low key was like, girl, it's time to let it go, girl. Girl, like, girl, it's time to let it go. Girl, Steve, let it go, sister. But Steve was not letting it go. And again, I think the reason why Eugene really felt away is because, girl, you met another Eugene. Hello, I'm here for the mess. Keep telling the truth, sending love and support. Thank you, Diddy Dream Team. Thank you so much. Girl, he was not letting it go. Steve was not letting it go. He said, put Steve on Bad Boys. Put Steve on Bad Boys Atlanta. Okay. Bad Boys or bad? He's one of them, baby. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. So Damon and Damon Jr. Let me just say something. I really do believe this. And no, it don't have nothing to do with me liking Dr. Heavenly. We just gonna they want the men to protect their wives, but then when they do it, they're not like, see, right. They want the men to protect their wives, but then when they do, they're like not like Steve, that's too much. Right, 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 right. Because it's so weird to me, on some real shit though, if we're gonna be honest, it's weird to me how Eugene can approach Damon because of an issue that he has with Heavenly, but when Steve approaches Eugene about Toya's behavior, Eugene head starts to spin. That's what I'm saying. Y'all all like the niggas are doing the same thing to a certain degree. Eugene wants Damon to correct Heavenly. Steve wants Eugene to correct Toya. Toya not letting Eugene talk is the reason why Eugene shuts down so quickly, baby. Right. She did. Somebody said Mimi attacked Toya. Let me say something. I'm not saying that Mimi don't say slick shit. That's not what I'm saying. Let me be very clear. Mimi say slick shit. Now, the whole attack stuff, I don't know. Mimi say slick shit. She does. Girl, how many drinks you been drinking? Right? Mimi says slick shit. Oh, man, girl, y'all see attack, girl. Okay. All right, anyways. Damon and Damon Jr. Yes, Mimi and Steve aren't passive aggressive. They're direct. Yes, I think you are being disingenuous saying Eugene has the same energy as Steve. When was Eugene calling Damon names like Steve was calling Eugene? Come on, the men disagree. They move on. Steve was being a bully. Yes, they tend to move on. With that being said, I think the part that people don't want to admit is that Toya, just the day before they shot the reunion, was down to Carlos King's show, low key calling Steve gay. I'm not saying it's something that you should be offended by, but we're going to live in reality. We know that niggas don't like to be called punks. That's just what it is. Is something wrong with being gay? No, bitch, I'm the gayest one on YouTube. But I also know these niggas don't like to be called gay. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and say something. I'm not going to take it back. We be the first ones down to YouTube talking about, girl, you can't do something to somebody and tell them how to respond. Eugene, the fact of the matter is, Eugene took the first swing. He did. He did. And now y'all are mad because of the way that Steve is swinging back. Did I necessarily like when he called Eugene Bush? No, I did not. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But at the end of the day, Eugene took the first swing, and now y'all have a problem because Steve done grabbed Eugene by his ponytail and won't let go. Eugene took the first swing. And now the people are mad because Steve is swinging Eugene every which way but loose. Okay, let's talk about Damon and Damon Jr. So this is what I think is happening with Damon Jr. I think that Heavenly and Damon are choosing to tell what they want to tell about Damon Jr. Is it necessarily right? No, because they're on a reality TV show. With that being said, I don't think that Damon and Heavenly are lying about anything they're saying. I think they're just not telling the full, complete story about Damon Jr. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Cousins, show us your windmill you Cousin, show us your windmill you used to do back in the days. Girl, okay? Swing, baby, just swing, put your head down. Girl, just swing, put your head down. I think they're telling the truth. I think what it is, she didn't call him gay. What's the time step of Toya calling him Steve gay? She didn't call him gay. Let me just play the clip. I have the clip right here. She didn't call him gay. It was a dog whistle that he was gay. To start with Dr. Mimi, I think she's great for the show. Her husband I can say this, you can't. Not that you would, but... Attractive? You think he attractive? Oh, yes. Really? I think Steve... That's what the boys say. What? To start with Dr. Mimi, I think she's great for the show. Her husband... Now, mind y'all, I'm not pressing nothing. That silence was a silence that Carlos gave after she said that. That's literally what that's a silence. That's not me pressing pause. Carlos got quiet after she said that. I can say this, you can't. Not that you would, but attractive? You think he attractive? Oh yes. Really? I think Steve. That's what the boys say. What? And then, girl, and then, like, that's what we can play this game all day long. But Toya knew exactly what she was doing. That's why. What? What? Toya knew what she was doing when she did that. Carlos knew what she was doing when she did that. That's why Carlos got quiet. Again, I didn't hit pause. That was the pause that happened when Toya said that. Carlos got quiet. And when Carlos looked, what? What? Girl, so you know exactly. So you know exactly what she doing. It's okay. Girl, it's okay. I don't give a fuck. Steve not my man. But girl, we know exactly what Toya was trying to do. Girl, we know exactly what Toya was trying to do. I knew, Carlos knew, and Toya knew. That's why Carlos got quiet, and then she hit it with the why. Why? Anyways, um, did she lie though? I don't know. I don't know, baby. I don't know. I don't know. So Damon and basically Damon heavily in Damon. I saw some people saying they don't believe what Damon and Heavenly are saying. I am going to say this much. I think that if we put our thinking caps on just for a second, no shade, if you think about what Heavenly has shown us on this show, girl, you got me hollering. You better get to running. Okay? That's what Steve said. That's what Steve told Eugene. You better get to running, bitch. Girl. Thank you, Ashley. If you think about what Heavenly has chosen to show us, mind you, she could have just said that's what the girls say. She chose to say boys. Right. That's what I'm saying. Toya could have said so much stuff like, oh yeah, that's what I hear people say. That they think he's attractive. Toya could have said anything. Oh, you think he's attractive? Oh, I've heard people say that they think he's attractive too. She purposely, intentionally said, oh, that's what the boys say. That was intentional. Girl. Toya had so many ways she could have answered that question or gave not an answer. It wasn't a question. That she could have responded to what Carlos had just said, but she intentionally chose to say the boys. She knew what she was doing. Anyways, I don't think that. Let me get back to what I'm saying. I don't think that Dr. Damon or Dr. Heavenly are lying about Damon Jr. And the biggest reason that I know that they're not lying about the information that they are providing is because Heavenly does not talk about her motherfucking family. So for Heavenly to come down to this show and say that her son is having mental health issues, more than likely, 10 times out of 10, he's having mental health issues. Now, it might be more, not might, it's more to the story that they're not telling us. But Heavenly don't talk about her children. Heavenly does not talk about her husband. So why would Heavenly come down to a show 12 seasons in and start telling stories and lies about her son having mental health issues? You ain't never heard Heavenly say nothing about her goddamn children. Now, is Heavenly, I'm gonna say this not to sound insensitive. When Heavenly last episode was, I had to call my friend Mimi. Was Heavenly putting on the show like Quad? She was. Was Heavenly putting on a show last week, girl, and she stepped into her quad bag like Simone stepped into her quad bag this week? Yes, she was. She was. Was I over here like, girl, I had to call my friend. I had to call my friend Mimi. She just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Girl. Well, I was like, girl, Heavenly girl. Okay, girl, whatever. But I don't think that Heavenly and Damon are lying. Do I think it's more to the story? Absolutely. Do I think that it could be drugs, maybe? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is the information that they have provided, I don't think it's a lie. Heavenly does not talk about her family. Heavenly does not talk about her husband. Heavenly does not talk about her children. So why would Heavenly come down to the show out of the blue, 12 seasons in, when she's probably about to leave the show? And so all of a sudden, girl, start telling her business. Excuse me, but Heavenly may be talking about the son to get attention off Allure because she seems to be very sick on social media. Huh? What? So anyway, that's just how I feel about it. I don't think that Heavenly and Damon are lying. I just don't. Again, are they telling the full truth? Not necessarily, but I'm gonna say something and I'm not gonna take it back. Girl, quiet as it's kept, it's really none of our business because Damon Jr. is not on the show. Michael is on the show. Miles is on the show. Alora used to be on the show. We seen Damon Jr. I think once or twice in 12 seasons. They're not on the show. So it is what it is. I don't necessarily need to know. I'm not mad at Toya for bringing up Damon Jr. in the midst of a fight, though. Be very clear. Be very clear. I'm not mad at Toya for bringing up Damon Jr. in the midst of a fight with Heavenly. I was Team Toya all 100% in that scenario. But do I necessarily care about Damon Jr.? No, I don't even. Girl, if I saw that boy right now, I wouldn't know who the fuck he was. Girl, like, if Damon Jr. was on the show, then I would probably feel a way about it. Damon Jr. is not on the show. Michael be on the show. Michael be on the show and he be in the mess. Michael be on the show and he be in the mess. You don't remember him walking up to Simone talking about, yeah, I ain't speak to so-and-so. Because I ain't speak to so-and-so. Giving his mama high fives. Because he didn't speak to Dr. Heavenly. Anyways, now this is where I have to tug on Dr. Damon's wig just a tad bit. Dr. Damon says that personal issues get weaponized. He says that he basically don't do nothing to nobody. Well, this is the problem, Dr. Damon. Dr. Damon, the problem is the same way you feel like you don't do nothing to nobody. The other men may feel like I ain't did shit to Heavenly when she come down to the internet, girl, calling the girls and boys pedophiles. I ain't did nothing to Heavenly when she say that I'm abusive towards my wife. So I think what Damon's gonna have to grasp is Simone was right. Girl, you are collateral damage. If Heavenly can come down to the internet, whether it's the truth, girl, and say what she wanna say about whomever, then girl, if you happen to get hit in the crossfire, then you just happen to get hit in the crossfire. I'm not gonna say and act like Heavenly don't be saying slick shit or she used to down to her YouTube channel because she had. Even though the people would try to act like Heavenly was down to YouTube telling contestants business like Contessa tried to do. Heavenly wasn't telling contestants business. Heavenly was out of line to me for talking about her friend's business, even though it was already out there on the internet. When somebody asked her, do you think Scott is abusive? And I think Heavenly said, emotionally, yes. Mentally, yes. It's shit like that where I was like, Heavenly girl, you wrong. Now, Contessa tried to act like Heavenly was down to YouTube telling her business. No, Heavenly wasn't telling her business. Heavenly was recapping the show, and she was saying stuff about her friend, her opinion that she really shouldn't have been saying because that's her friend. So Damon is going to have to just live with your wife. She at least used to. She might not. I don't think Heavenly really did be down to her YouTube channel this season. But your wife used to be down to the YouTube dragging the niggas. And then, no, Scott is. Let me be very clear. Girl, see, this, let me be very clear. There are two things is it the truth? Yes, I think it's the truth. Girl, but what I'm saying is Heavenly as the friend to Contessa didn't have no business coming down to YouTube answering that. I don't think any of us will want our friend on the World Wide Web answering questions about your marriage. Even if it is the truth. Was just like I said about you, just like I said about Toya. Was Toya lying when she said Curtis is handsy? No, Toya was not lying when she said Curtis was handsy. Was she being messy when she said it because it was unnecessary to say it on Watch What Happens Live? Yes, she was being messy. Was Toya lying? No, she was not. Was Heavenly lying? No, she was not. But did she need to say it? No, she did not. That's it. And that's your friend. Okay. And then Scott says, but Damon, you do realize your wife will say anything, even if it's a rumor. Or she has said some untruths too. We know your wife has said something about everybody. That's what Scott told Dr. Damon. And Dr. Damon apologizes on behalf of Heavenly. And says basically, well, I didn't do shit. And it doesn't matter. The truth is, whatever said something about me shouldn't have been said. I understand what Damon is saying. That's how you feel. But that's how the other men feel too. You're not saying it, your wife is saying it. But just like last year, Dr. Damon, you got mad at Dr. G because I think Sweet Tea said that you was a cheater. And you wanted Dr. G to stand up for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, the girls are swinging. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is you gonna get caught up in the shit too. It's not like your wife ain't out here talking shit. Whether it's the truth or a rumor, Heavenly be talking shit. So Heavenly be talking shit, you gonna get swung on too. Now, this is what we have to talk about. There is something going on with the viewers, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, and I'm not gonna take it back. They get mad at Damon because Damon will not disrespect Heavenly the way that Toya disrespects Eugene. The problem that a lot of viewers have is they want Damon to check Heavenly on TV. And Damon is not going to disrespect his wife for your enjoyment. He's just not. Heavenly not disrespecting Daddy, and Daddy ain't disrespecting Heavenly. Y'all think that because Toya disrespects Eugene, and the fact of the matter is, there have been times where Damon has stepped in and told Heavenly she was doing too much. Does he step in all the time? No, he does not. But that's also because Damon don't give a fuck about this show. He does not care as long as it's woman to woman. Damon will step in when the men get involved. For those who don't know, Damon is the reason why Heavenly stopped coming down to YouTube for a bit after she came down to Twitter or Instagram and called Dr. G a pedophile. Damon told Heavenly to get your ass off YouTube. And that's why she created her Patreon. Because she tried to find a back way. Well, he told me to get off YouTube. He ain't told me I couldn't do Patreon. Girl. So that's why Heavenly went over to Patreon. So there have been times where Damon has stepped in. Does he do it all the time? No. Just like Eugene. Eugene has called Toya out. I remember this season when Eugene had just found out in front of the group that Toya had walked up to Angel asking how was she in bed. And Eugene said, whoa, 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 you didn't tell me that, you wrong. And he held up the thing saying that you're wrong. So these men sometimes do call out their wives. I'm not going to sit here and act like they don't, because they do. I just think that the viewers get frustrated with Damon because Damon doesn't step in and check Heavenly. So because he doesn't step in and check Heavenly, that means that he agrees with Heavenly. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Damon doesn't step in and check Heavenly because, one, he's not going to disrespect his wife on TV. Two, I honestly think that Damon does not give a fuck about Married to Medicine. 3, when Damon comes around, he gives the same energy most of the time. 99% of the time when he's shooting scenes with just Heavenly and himself, he gives the same energy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing, buddy? All right, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I'm happy for you, buddy. No, I love you, buddy. Oh, buddy. Thank you, buddy. That's exactly what he's going to give with Heavenly. Now, when he's with the men, he might give a tad bit more. He might be a little bit more vocal with the men because he just can't yell buddy all damn day. But when he's with Heavenly, he gonna give you just one. He gonna give you one note. The whole scene with Heavenly, and he's just gonna be standing there in agreement. Yeah, buddy. Right, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. Oh, I'm proud of you too, buddy. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. With the men, it's a tad bit different. He engages more with the men because he just can't be yelling buddy, 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 buddy. But for the most part, I don't think Damon gives a damn. And it's so crazy because on one breath, the people get mad and say Eugene is a woman and he get involved in a woman business, but then people get mad at at Damon because he don't get into shit. Because I put contestant said he had a mixed baby. That's probably what he was mad about. But again, Eugene, I'm Eugene. I'm not Eugene. Dr. Damon is gonna have to realize your wife is not innocent. Heavenly talks cash money shit. She just does. So if contestant come back and say you got a mixed baby, whether it's the truth or not, it is what it is. If you know, it's not right to lie on nobody. But I'm screaming no lies told. Okay, I'm just saying. If what's her face? What's the hell her name? If Mariah is like, you know, girl, I got receipts, baby girl, I got receipts. Girl, it is what it is. Like, you know, like the niggas, Eugene, I mean, Damon gonna have to just deal with like, girl, nobody wants to be talked about. And you talked about, all the other husbands are talked about, and it is what it is. Damon would have a case if Heavenly was not that type of person. And if he came and said, my wife ain't never said nothing about y'all, I've never said nothing about y'all, so I don't know why your wives are talking about me. And I want to say this too. Shout out to Erica De Niro TV. She made a good point about Eugene in one of her reviews. I think it was last week or the week before, I can't remember. Eugene needs to straight up tell Heavenly to stop talking about him. I understand. Let me say this. I understand that in this group they have a rule where the men don't address the men. I think that's some bullshit. Because Toya don't have no problem addressing the men. Hello? Y'all see how Toya was all up on Steve when Steve got on that stage and told him he don't know what he's talking about, he needs to shut his mouth? We didn't spend enough time on Simone and Cecil messy marriage. Also, the boys in that paper in the lasagna pan. I felt like they was rushing through this reunion. Okay. Yes, like Eugene needs to just, and that's one thing I don't like about this show. Let me just say this: I understand how in some scenarios why women should not talk to men. Because these niggas do be crazy. Men, not just not black. Men be crazy as fuck, and these men will pop you in your face. So I get it. However, on this show, what we not gonna do is act like these men just be so disrespectful towards the women. Eugene has no problem telling Quad to keep his name out of her mouth that one reunion, and of course Quad told him to get his wife. Thank you. I don't understand why they just can't have a conversation. Woman to man, man to woman. I really don't get it. Because y'all don't even get bucked like that for the most part on this show. When I say y'all don't get bucked, you don't really see the men and women just going back and forth like that. So I don't understand why Eugene just can't walk up to Heavenly and say, hey, Heavenly, let me have a conversation with you. You know, I love Dr. Day. I love your husband. He was my mentor at one point. I think Dr. Damon gave him a job. My leg gets on. I think Dr. Damon gave him a job at one point. You know, I have respect for you. You know, but I really would appreciate if you stop bringing me into your war with my wife. I don't disrespect you. I don't talk about you, and I expect you to do the same. Like, I don't know what the big fucking deal is with him not saying that to Heavenly. Anyways, so they talk about Simone. Girl, here goes Simone talking about Cecil got 2 jobs. Girl, my man has 2 jobs. Simone says Cecil has 2 jobs. And that he pays for bills at the house. They split the bills. Simone, that's what I love Simone. But Simone's story be all over the place, girl. Girl, like, Simone, I don't believe Simone. I don't. I don't. I think Simone is lying. I do. If your man was putting money into the household the way that you say, and your man got 2 jobs the way that you say, then even when Michael was talking to you about the money, Michael did not say, my mother and my father are rich, and I know y'all got it. He said, my mama got it. Be very clear. Y'all better go back and watch that scene. Even though it was a conversation that Dr. Simone started about the finances, Michael said, my mama got it. If you and Cecil had it, he would have said, well, I know y'all got it. If Cecil really was giving money to that household the way that he was, then it wouldn't have been nothing for you to cut up about that $60,000. Because if it was, you would have said, well, Cecil could just pay it. If Cecil really was putting money into the household like that, girl, the way that you was fussing about, I'm just so tired and I'm carrying the financial burden. And like Simone, you switching up. You trying to change what you done already put out there. Simone, the conversation that you had about retirement and you even going to Jackie's office and low-key putting divorce on the table. But now we get to the reunion and it's, oh no, see, there's this, there's girl, what did Usher say? See, things are being misrepresented. now is misinterpreted. No, some people just misinterpreted. No, the fuck we did not. We didn't misinterpret a motherfucking thing. The way you was in that house cutting up and acting a fool. Simone cut up and act too much of a fool for me to believe that Cecil brings any type of money into that household the way that she would like him to. She cut up too much. She cut up too much for me to believe that Cecil brings enough money into that household where it will balance stuff out. I don't believe Simone. I don't. And y'all know I love Cecil. For the most part, I like everybody on the show except for Curtis. Curtis is really the only one who I can't stand. Girl. I also feel like that's where 80% of Simone's stress and attitude comes from. She resents Cecil for not truly being the man of her preference financially. I feel like it is too. Simone talked too much about the finances and about like her how like for now she wants to walk, 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 walk. Girl, stop. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay. I mean, girl, that's your situation. Like, it's okay. You done already put it out there. But don't try to walk it back and act like what we saw, what they, it was just misinterpreted. No, 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 no. What did Brand say to Uber? No, 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 baby, no, baby. When shit misinterpreted, girl, we know exactly what the fuck was going on in those scenes that you shot for season 12. Cecil said, and if you might die if the Lord sees fit. He did not say we, okay? Cecil said, you might die. Okay. The Met Gala. So, based off of what Toya said that she did donate last year. Now, some people saying that Toya only gave $500. Toya said she did donate, and Jackie was shaking her head in agreement. So Toya did give some money, but I don't know how much it was. Simone starts. This is one thing I don't like about Simone. Simone start moving the line. So they start getting into it, right? We done already talked about the Met Gala. They start getting into it. Steve, they start getting into it about the entrance and all that stuff. Simone says, well, let me just say this. If someone is having a gathering, they don't have to let you in. Girl. Simone, you already said on the show. You literally walked up to Toya in front of the cameras and told Toya to her face, stop charging people to get in that are a part of this group. Girl, it's only 8 bitches in the group. Which means we ain't never had to pay to get into the Met Gala. So what are you doing? Then you have Contessa who comes out and says, we ain't never had to pay to get into nothing that we filmed before. But now at the goddamn reunion, Simone is trying to act like they didn't have to let you in. They don't have to let you in if they don't want to. Contessa says that this became the Eugene and Toya show, and you should have just been greeting people. I put he should have too. Again, be very clear. Be very clear about it. Eugene can help Toya all day long. I will never be mad at anyone, gay, straight, non-binary, whatever type of relationship you in. I will never be mad, even if it is something that the women do and you want to step in and help your wife. Eugene should step in and help his wife. If he wants to see his wife throw a successful event. But at the end of the day, Eugene really overstepped. Eugene overstepped. Help your wife all day long. Baby, get the motherfucking money together. Be the secretary and the lover. Okay, shout out to my girl. If you want to make sure the guest list is together. If you want to help your wife, help your wife. But Eugene overstepped. And Eugene is the reason why this shit is going the way it was going. And even one time, Eugene said something that Toya said the opposite. Eugene said, and I had my notes. Damn, let me see if I can find it in my notes. Oh, hopefully I can find it. Let's see. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Brandy, Contessa. Shit. Hold up. I can't find it. I can't find it. I remember Steve and Toya. I remember Toya and Eugene saying the opposite about that money, and I tapped on that in my review. I don't know what episode it was though. Anyways, it don't even matter, girl. The season over. Okay. Okay. So Toya, I'm gonna be on. We gotta be honest, y'all. I was confused about the Met Gala too. I thought that it was a Jackie setup. I never really knew that it was the group included. I always thought that it was Jackie's situation and that she wanted them to basically just give money. So Toya basically says the first year Jackie just asked for money only. The second year, she didn't share all the details. She asked for money only. So I did the exact same thing as Jackie. The fact of the matter is, Toya, baby, everybody has called you out about the way that you operated or you ran the Met Gala. Everybody. Simone, Contessa, Quad, Jackie, Mimi, Brent, like everybody has called out. Like everybody can't be lying about the way that Toya decided to do this Met Gala. They can't be. I think another good point that the diva made too. If this is really an all cast situation, they need to have a different person in charge every year, so they could feel the pressure of how it feels to really do a fundraiser. If this is really a group, if this is really a group thing, it shouldn't just be Jackie. Next year, it should be Quad. The year after that, it should be Mimi. The year after that, it should be Heavenly. Like they should go. If this is really like a group thing and it's just not something that Jackie put together, here we go again, cousin. Better get ready to windmill because they down in the comments windmill is down, baby. Girl, I'm done, girl. I mean, I said what I said. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Toya and Eugene don't know what they're doing when it comes to a fundraiser. That's it. That's it. Ouch. I just scratched my face. Right. I will say that I don't think it was ever taken seriously because by Jackie, it wasn't even an actual registered charity. I definitely agree with that because they just registered it. And Toya said that was my idea. And then the men leave the stage. And girl, that was pretty much it, girl. I'm done talking, child. I'm done. I don't even give a fuck no more. I'm done. That was the reunion. Shout out to Married to Medicine. I still believe that Married to Medicine is the best show on Bravo. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I think that it's the best show on Bravo, and I think it's the most consistent show on Bravo. I love the show. I will say the only person that does not need to come back is Jackie. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this though. I think that it is, girl. I think that it is absolutely like mind-boggling how no shade. This is no shade. I love y'all to pieces. You know, we can agree to disagree. How many of y'all tried to rewrite history with Toya? I'm really surprised. The way, like even Eugene feeling the need to step in and try and get Damon to say something to Heavenly about what she said about Toya. The fact of the matter is, and this is not it. This is actually a good thing. They don't have weak women on this show. And when I say they don't have weak women on this show, these women are very, very confrontational. Okay? Very, very loud. So Eugene does not need to step in to try to protect Toya from Heavenly, especially when your wife, if we're going to be honest, is the most violent out of everybody on the show. So who the fuck need protection? You stepping into Dr. Eugene, you stepping into Dr. Damon to protect Toya. Like, that's what I'm saying. And that's not like, Toya ain't no punk. Toya don't need Eugene to step in to go to Dr. Damon to tell Damon that Heavenly is messing with my wife. Why are you acting like your wife is weak and a punk? Toya ain't no punk. Toya will hit a bitch. Be very clear. She did it the first season, and she did it just a couple of seasons ago. Toya will cuss your ass out. Why are you running to go to Damon because you feel like Heavenly gonna do something to Toya? If anything, Heavenly needs protection from Toya because Toya is the one who a papa hoe. Toya literally been fighting since season 1. Toya is verbally violent too. I didn't say Heavenly needed protection, but what I'm saying is the way that Eugene is going up to Damon as if Toya needs protection. The truth of the matter is, if we're going to speak in facts, I know sometimes y'all don't like to speak in facts. The fact of the matter is, Toya is the one who has been the most physical on the show. That's just facts. Toya is the one that has gotten into the most physical altercations on the show. That is just the facts. I'm not making that up. So if anybody would need protection, it would be Heavenly from Toya. Because Toya would be the one to smush Heavenly in the face or punch her in the face. It wouldn't be the other way around. Like, are we gonna talk in facts? Are we talking in facts? Are we speaking in facts? See, the girls that like to talk in facts. That is the fact. Toya just this season, in front of a room full of people, called all those ladies bitches. And you bitches, y'all don't remember Toya talking like that? At the pool party, at her house, not only in front of the cast, but also guest. So we're not going to paint this picture that Toya just this innocent who ain't got no mouth on her. Toya was just calling them bitches just the other day in front of everybody in a motherfucking room. The fact of the matter is, Heavenly and Toya are damn near the same person. And that's just the fact of the matter. Don't nobody need no protection from nobody on this show. Everybody gonna curse, everybody gonna scream. I said what I said. I said what I said. And I ain't changing it. Don't come up and tell me nothing about your wife like your wife is just this innocent girl. Toya is not innocent. And the thing is, Heavenly isn't either. But the difference between Eugene and Damon is Damon don't be trying to act like Heavenly don't do shit. Hello? Y'all see the difference between Eugene and Damon? Damon don't try to act like Heavenly don't do shit. Damon just don't give a fuck and he don't get involved. Eugene tries to paint this picture that Toya don't do shit. Damon knows his wife. Eugene don't know his. Let me repeat that again. Damon knows his wife. He don't have to step in and tell you nothing about how Heavenly acts because he know how Heavenly acts. That's his fucking wife. I don't have to sit here and tell y'all what Heavenly did and what she didn't do. I know what she did. Eugene don't know Toya clearly. Because if he did, he wouldn't need to step in and try to get Damon to check Heavenly because she said she want my wife to fail. Girl, shut up. Most of the time, Damon really and truly, unless he's there, does not know what's going on. Damon don't watch the show. Damon is not in control of his social media. Eugene. Girl, I hate to say this, but we just gotta call a thing a thing. Damon don't know what be going on because Damon ain't like Cecil. Damon ain't down to Twitter arguing with people, retweeting shit. Cecil is. Damon ain't down watching the show, getting into the shit. Eugene is. Girl. Damon does not care about this show. Cecil be the one down to Twitter. Eugene be the one, girl, down to the social media. Girl. I'm not mad because I'm not mad at it. I love when the men get in the mess. I love when the men get in the mess. My point is when they get in the mess, we can't act like they're not getting in the mess though. I love when the men get into the mess. I have said that about Real Housewives of New Jersey. I've said that about Married to Medicine. I really honestly believe in my reality heart of TV that when the men get in the mess, I think it makes the show so much better. But when they get in the mess, I'm not going to act like they're not getting in the mess. You in the mess, and that's okay. But you in the mess. Damon don't really be in the mess like that. Damon has to be pushed to really just get into some shit. Steve really was meeting Eugene with Eugene energy. Yes, he got someone to play in the sandbox with, and Steve. That's all it is. I bet you, Eugene probably gonna start backing away now, as long as me and Steve on this show. Because now, see, you used to just doing a 1-2. Steve ain't gonna let it go. Steve ain't gonna let it go. So I bet you Eugene start to pull back a tad bit. Because now you got somebody who willing to get down and roll around in the dirt with you. So you thought it was just gonna be a no. You better get to running, bitch. You better get to running, bitch. You better get to running, bitch. Okay? You better get to running, bitch. Steve is with the shits. I'm not mad at Steve. Like I said, Steve was getting on my nerve a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. He was. Steve was getting on my nerves just a tad bit. I wanted Steve to shut up because I was over it too. But in the same breath, I wasn't necessarily mad at it because I know why Steve was upset. Listen, I'm gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. I'm gay, girl, gay, 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 gay. But I'm also not detached from reality. And I also know that men don't like being called gay. Bitch, gay men don't like being called gay. You know the straight ones don't. Okay. Bitch, you see the White Howard down here, girl, he around her fucking niggas in pumps and dresses and wigs, girl, going by the name of Miss Kitty. And the white still won't say, girl, he's one of the kids. Okay. So all I'm saying is the gays don't like to be called gay. You know the straight ones don't either. That's why Steve was mad. Because Toya tried to insinuate he was gay. That's just what it is. That's just that way it is. Okay? I'm just saying. The gays don't like to be called gays. Yes! Like Eugene, yes! That like it's weird because Eugene, I don't know if Eugene has any self-awareness. I don't know. I'm starting to question how Eugene kind of looks at certain things. And I'm starting to question even, no shade. I say this with love, some of the cousins because I don't know how you don't see how what Steve is doing to Eugene was doing to Damon. Yeah. Like Eugene walked up to Damon wanting Damon to check Heavenly, right? Girl, Steve has a problem with Eugene not checking Toya, but Eugene head starts to spiral out of control. Don't you say nothing about my wife. Well, girl, you let like that's been your whole issue with Damon this whole season. Uh, uh, uh. Who should have said what? Steve did. Steve did say that. He did. What was that? Y'all, you don't watch the show. Steve literally told him that you don't check Toya. What? He is being direct. He even said Toya's name. He did what Eugene was scared to do on the beach. If we're gonna be honest, Steve straight up told Eugene to his face, "You don't check Toya." That's what he said. Y'all don't watch the show. Y'all don't watch the show. Steve was very direct with Eugene. Eugene is not direct. Because even when they asked him, who the fuck you talking about? Eugene said on the beach, I don't really want to say no names. Is that not what Eugene said? Is that not what Eugene said on the beach? I remember someone telling Eugene to put a name to it or leave it on the playground, nigga. And Eugene didn't want to say no name. And that's why I got down here and said, you talking about Heavenly. Say her name, say her name. And then Steve came to the reunion and said, you won't check Toya. And then he said, don't be saying that about my wife. We gotta tell the truth, y'all. We gotta tell the truth and shame the devil. We just gotta tell the truth. Was he direct about the Carlos King interview? I don't know. Because the fact of the matter is they did not discuss a lot of stuff at this reunion. They didn't even talk about Heavenly's brother. Heavenly had a whole brother. Hello? Listen, I don't know what was discussed at the reunion because there were things that happened throughout the season that they didn't even bring up. We don't have an update on Angel and Bernard. We don't have an update on Heavenly and her brother. We don't have an update on Scott and Contessa's business. There were a lot of things that they really did not talk about. So if Steve brought up the interview about Carlos King, which I'm almost probably sure that even if he did, Bravo not gonna say shit about no Carlos King. I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, no shit, you know. And Heavenly was on the stage the entire time. That's another thing too. Y'all don't want Heavenly on the show, but Bravo clearly need her because I ain't see Heavenly leave that stage not one time. Heavenly was a friend to the show, right along with Brandy and Angel. And Heavenly was on that stage from the time girl Andy said this is a married to medicine reunion to the very end. Hello. Did y'all see Heavenly leave the stage? I saw Heavenly on the stage the whole goddamn time. No, that's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, I don't know if Steve didn't address it directly to Eugene. There's a chance that he could have, and they just didn't show it. The fact of the matter is, I don't know how Bravo would put in about the Carlos King interview down to Bravo. Also, there are a lot of things that happened throughout the season that they didn't show. So maybe, I don't know. I wasn't there. There's a chance that he could have mentioned it and they just didn't show it. Cousin, I done took a shower, got in the bed, came back to live, and you still tussling with Team Tech and Toya. Girl, I'm done. I ain't got no issue with Toya, believe it or not, girl. Right. And that's another thing, too. I'm glad you said that. No one knows that Steve was mad about the interview. That's just an assumption. That's an assumption that I made. I don't know if that's the truth. Let me be very clear, in case I didn't say that. I don't know if Steve is mad that Toya said that he was one of the kids. I don't know. I feel like that's what it is. I don't know if that's the truth, though. That's just an assumption that some of us are making. Yes, that is true. Steve Barry could have just been mad that Eugene and Toya tried to play in his face at the reunion. I mean, at the what's it called? At the Med Gala. Oh, but that's what somebody did say that too. Carlos confirmed on his review that Steve and Mimi were upset after. That is true, girl. I forgot about that. Carlos confirmed on his review that Steve and Mimi were upset after the interview. Somebody did say that too. Somebody did say that in my comments. I forgot. I just forgot about that fast. Somebody did say that Carlos did confirm that Steve was pissed off about that interview. Steve and Mimi. I don't know because I don't have Carlos' Patreon. So I don't know. Rodney, did you see Shamar? Brenda got her 100, man. We all saw Shamar, baby. Yeah. I'm gonna stop looking at people's husbands. I'm gonna stop looking at people's husbands. I ain't looking at that woman's husband, baby. Oh, it's not on Patreon? Oh, okay, well, I don't watch Carlos King YouTube page anyway. So even if it's not, I wouldn't know. No shade. Yeah. Okay, so it's on YouTube, y'all. It's on YouTube. So the people say it's on YouTube. Girl, I'm not trying to be my dog. Girl, I don't know, girl. Girl, I don't know what be going on over there, girl. Don't give me the line, baby. I just know that's what the people said. But yeah. Shout out to Mimi and Steve. Shout out to Dr. Eugene and Toya. Let's wrap this up. Let me just go ahead and give, this is just my opinion. Okay. If I had to rate the girls this season, even if I agree with them or not, if I had to rate the girls on who kept the mess going, I gotta give it to Toya. I gotta give it to Toya. Whether I agree with her or not, Toya, that's a messy bitch. Okay. Toya kept the shit going from the first episode. Toya came out talking about people's children. I have to give it to Toya. Toya first. That's why I said Toya. I gotta give it. Toya carries the season. I'm not gonna lie. Toya did. Like I said, I don't agree. I think she was on some fuck shit. But Toya definitely. Toya came out first episode swinging the girls left and right. I said, all right, Miss Toya. She a mess. I'm gonna give it to Toya. This Toya and you, okay? I want to know, girl. Toya first. Toya did her big one. I'm not gonna lie. Toya did her big one. She did. We can't be. I'm a fair motherfucker. Toya did her big one. She did her. If you go back and watch my review, my very first review, I said Toya, bitch. The way Toya was carrying that first episode on her mother. Y'all talk about a bitch carrying the episode on her back, baby. That was Miss Toya. Toya said, bitch, I'm pulling on everybody wig. I'm gonna bring your child up heavily, and I'm also gonna bring up the fact. Oh, Curtis is mad at me, huh? That's a bitch. She walked up to Jackie. That was the second episode, I think. When she walked up to Jackie and was like, Curtis mad at me, huh? He didn't speak to me. Curtis didn't speak to me. He mad at me. You know Curtis is pissed off at you. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna give it to Toya. Toya was number one. Number two. Let me look at the picture. Hold up. Okay, here we go. He's the number two. Okay. If we're gonna be on number two is Eugene. Number two, Eugene. Toya number one. If we're gonna be honest, girl. Eugene number one, Toya number two. Girl, Toya number one, Eugene number two. Eugene is number two. When I tell you Eugene clocked in, baby. Eugene clocked in, baby. Shout out to Dr. Eugene. Eugene is now. Don't get it twisted. Eugene is still on my list. Okay, Eugene is still on my list. Don't ever get it twisted. Eugene is still on my list. He just was a mess this season, but Eugene is still on my list. That's a good man, Savannah. Okay, even though he let Toya talk to him crazy. Eugene, stop letting Toya talk to you like that. Now, Paige and Dr. Eugene contest. Now, Paige and Toya. Dr. Eugene. Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly, girl, Dr. Contessa, Quad. Girl, Dr. Eugene needs to be the introduction, right? Now, Paige and Dr. Jackie, Toya, Dr. Eugene, Quad, Dr. Simone, Dr. Contessa, Phaedra, doom, doom, doom. A mess. Shout out to Dr. Eugene. Number 3, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Dr. Simone. I'm going to give it Dr. Simone. Quad is the scalp. Number 3 is Steve. Okay. Bitch, number 3 is Steve, bitch. Okay? Number 3 is Steve. We got to, girl, number 1. Girl, number 1. Number 1. Girl, we got to be, girl, come on, bitch. Number 1 is Toya. Number 2 is Steve. I mean, number 2 is Eugene. Number 3 is Steve, baby. Because the way Steve was the way Steve had Eugene by his ponytail. Girl, I love it. Now, patient Dr. Girl, now we got to start over. Now, patient Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Toya, Dr. Eugene, Steve, Dr. Mimi, Quad. Steve, now patient Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Toya, Quad, Eugene, Dr. Eugene, Steve. Girl, yes, we gotta add it to the cover. Baby, I love the nigga. Baby, I'm sorry, I love it, baby. Girl, even though I can't stand Curtis, I ain't even mad that Curtis was a girl. Even Curtis had to get a couple of swings in. Curtis get on my mother. Baby, don't let me tell y'all something. Please do not walk away from this review thinking I like Curtis, because I do not like Curtis. Okay? And I was even discussing it myself that I low-key was defending him just a tad bit. But I don't even like Curtis. Please. Now, out of everybody, now that's who I can't stand is Curtis. Everybody else is all right. Everybody else is all right. Curtis, he probably the only one I do not like on the show. We're going to give Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone. Mimi clocked in, y'all. Dr. Mimi clocked in. Dr. Mimi clocked in. Quad is just kept. Dr. Heavenly clocked in too for what she could do. You know, Dr. Heavenly really couldn't carry on the way she wanted to carry on. Dr. Contessa. Then I'm going to say Angel, even though Angel started out slow. But she a friend, though, so it really don't matter. And then Brandy, she a friend. I mean, Heavenly's a friend, too. Girl, the last one is Jackie. Girl, no shade to Jackie. Jackie can go, girl. Girl, I love Dr. Jackie, but girl, Jackie is the last one. Girl, top three, the top 3 who carried the motherfucking season, girl, in the reunion, Toya, Dr. Eugene, and Steve. Cut up. Bitch, cut up. Girl, the way Toya and Eugene was messy boots this whole season, girl, I love it. I do. All bullshit aside, I really do like when the men get into shit. I do. I really hope they don't change. I really hope they don't change. I love when the men get into shit. Like, I love it. like I really, really do. Like I hate to say it, y'all. No, I don't hate to say it. Girl, these women are just not that interesting like that. Like, yes, they're like, ain't nobody that fucking interesting to the point where you want to, like, I want to see you just 15 seasons straight, just you. No, girl, where your husband at? Oh, he messy, bring him in too. Like, I know some of the people don't like the men on Real Housewives of New Jersey. I love the men on Real Housewives of New Jersey because they messy as hell. They like to have a good time. Hello? I love the men on Married to Medicine because they messy. Girl, they messy. They don't have no problem getting on stage. I love it. Like, I love it. I don't ever want the men to stop being involved at all. The husbands could have had something when Peter and Peter. The one thing I okay. Peter and Greg, they had a little something, right? The men could have did a little something. Peter, Peter was the one who set it off. Peter was the one who got it, who taught these niggas how to get this shit started. Peter said, "Baby, I'm clocking in." Peter said, "Girl, we need this check." I think that's a part of the reason too. Peter used to act the way he act because, girl, Peter, Cynthia and Peter was kind of broke. Cynthia and Peter was kind of broke. Did they have the money, right? They did. They did. Todd Peter, yeah, that is true. Todd Peter and Greg. I really love, like, y'all really don't, like, I talk a lot of shit, but I really do love when the men are involved in the show. It just makes it so much. I mean, I keep saying the same thing, but it really does make the show so much better. Like, y'all, girl, girl, girl. Bitch, I was cracking up at Eugene and Steve. Bitch, I was cracking up. But I said, baby, Eugene met her match. I said, Dr. Eugene met her match. Girl, Eugene thought he was gonna come to the reunion. Girl, Eugene thought he was gonna come to the reunion and just do a little 1-2. And Steve said, "Not today, bitch." Okay. Bitch, Eugene thought he was gonna come to the reunion and just do a little 1-2. And Steve said, "Not today, bitch." Girl, you better get to running, bitch. Bitch, baby Steve said, "Bitch, we going read for read, shade for shade, blow for blow, nickel." Okay? I love it. Bitch, when I tell you Steve came into the goddamn reunion, reading, upset, pissed off, got to the stage, pissed off, upset, bitch came to the back after they left the motherfucking stage, still ready to fight. Girl walking through the hallway talking shit. Yes. Bitch, I see you walking in the room. Bitch, some girl, let me tell you something. Baby, the niggas walk, for y'all who don't watch the show, the men left the stage, right? And they said, "Okay, y'all done." Baby, they walk into the back. Baby, Steve, all the niggas in the room. Steve is listed as Dr. Steve. I don't know what his doctor is in. Is he? Oh, girl. Girl, this is Steve walking to the back, baby. Baby, all the niggas in the back of all the niggas are in the room, right? Girl, Steve's the last one to walk in. All I'm saying is it's not personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not personal, man. Girl, Steve was ready to fight. Girl, Steve said, "Bitch, we putting that out on the table today." Steve walked into the motherfucking room, bitch. Couldn't even sit down and get a piece of motherfucking cracker, a grape, or nothing. And Steve came in talking shit, baby. I said, "Baby, Steve is not letting that ponytail go." And baby, Eugene said, girl. And Eugene said, "I'm not doing this. Y'all call me back when he's done throwing his temper tantrum." And girl, Eugene got to running out that room. And when he got to running, the first thing that popped in my head was when Sheree told Nene, "You better get to running, bitch." Girl, that's exactly what Steve basically told Eugene. "You better get to running, bitch." I'm sorry, bitch, I was cracking up. Bitch, I said, "Bitch, these niggas all this. Bitch, these niggas all this, bitch." Bitch, the way I was cracking up, bitch. The way I was cracking up, baby. I said, "Baby, these niggas." Baby, Eugene, I'm sorry. To me, Steve won. Steve won. Eugene wasn't prepared, baby. Girl. Eugene, baby, not only did Curtis was getting his licks in, girl, Curtis was trying to. He said, "I'll be back. I'll be back." He said, "I'll be back when he gets finished throwing his temper tantrum." Girl. And baby, Steve, Eugene got up. "I'll be back. Y'all let me know when he's done throwing his temper tantrum." I said, "Baby, Eugene, you was not ready, baby. You thought you was gonna come in like them other reunions, and just do a little 1-2. You ain't think Steve was gonna come in, girl, like this was a motherfucking Housewives reunion. You wasn't ready, sister. You wasn't ready for Steve, baby. You wasn't ready. Steve said, baby, Steve gave Eugene a hug, and after he gave Eugene a hug, girl, he saw that cameraman, and he said, bitch, we about to go, we about to go. I think Eugene and Steve did greet each other. If you go back and watch, you can see they were close by each other. It looked like they had just finished giving each other a hug. And bitch, after that, baby, girl. And Eugene was feeling his puss, baby, girl. And we gonna be honest, Eugene was feeling his puss just a little bit because he was sitting beside Andy. So now you got Toya and Eugene getting first child. So you know Eugene was feeling his puss just a little bit because he got to sit beside Andy, girl. So he sat beside Andy and Toya got to sit beside Andy. But he wasn't ready for Mr. Steve, baby. He wasn't ready, baby. He wasn't ready. Baby, and girl, Eugene told Steve, I've been here 12 years. And I'm first chair girl. But he basically told Steve, I've been here 12 years, you just got her in our first chair girl. What's T? That's what you should have said. Okay. And if I was Steve, I was saying, bitch, I'm gonna be here 3 years next year. Okay. Baby, it was a mess. It was girl, it's a mess. Girl, it was a mess to me. It was a kiki to me, girl. Oh, girl. It was funny. Shout out to Dr. Eugene. Shout out to Steve. I live. Eugene met his match. Eugene, I'm sorry. Eugene has met his match. Eugene, you want to fuss? You got somebody to fuss with now. Eugene, you want to fuss? Damon not gonna fuss with you. It's a new day, girl. Okay, it's a new day, girl. Okay. But Damon not gonna fuss with you. Steve is gonna fuss with you, baby. Steve is gonna fuss the entire time. Damon not gonna do all that fussing. That's not what he do. That's why when you walk up to Damon trying to talk about other shit Damon don't give a fuck about, walk up to Steve. Steve is gonna give you what you want, which is a back and forth. Because that's what you really want to do. Girl, damn, okay. David don't even know the name. Okay. David don't give a fuck about this show at all. Damon don't get paid. Damon only show up when it's time to when Heavenly make him show up. Damon don't give a fuck about this show. Baby. Girl, he really is just that for Heavenly, girl. I don't really think they see each other like that. Because do y'all remember when Damon walked up, when they first met up this season, when the men met up, and Damon walked up and they were like, what's up? Like, you could tell by their reaction to Damon walking up that they don't really see Damon like that. I think it was the first time he met Shamar, maybe. But you could tell, like, Damon really, I think Damon looks at them as like friends, loose. But, girl, I see y'all when I see y'all. Other than that, y'all, I'm at work. I'm at working at home. I don't know. I think he does. I think he does. I think he does. And then of course, Quad girl, she started crying and shit at the end. You know, Quad gonna. I said Quad. I don't know what Quad. Quad said something about. Did she say something about a sisterhood? I don't know, girl. Y'all know I love Quad, but one thing Quad gonna do, you know, just it's a sisterhood. I just feel like everything has come back full circle. Everything has come back full circle. I said, what is Quad talking about? I don't know what Quad be talking about. I just said, okay. When I tell you, I don't give a fuck what nobody said about Quad. But when I say I go up for Quad, because when I tell you that bitch, when I tell you Quad be killing me with when I tell you Quad is TV gold to me. And I you know I'm over here getting my list ready for my favorite. I'm doing my top. I might make it 20, but I'm doing my top reality stars. I really do feel this way about Quad. I really think that Quad does not get the props she deserves as a reality star. I think that if Quad was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think that Quad would be looked at on the same level as Nene and Kenya and Portia and Phaedra and all the other girls that y'all. They ain't really my girl, but you know, I know the girls love them. I don't really love them, but I know the girls put them up there. I think that if Quad was on Atlanta, I think that Quad would be up there as one of the great reality TV stars. I really honestly believe that in my heart. Quad is like Atlanta gold to me. Like, you're like, that's where Quad really should have been from the get-go. But she okay on Marriage and Medicine. But I think that she would have really been put up there. I really do. Because Quad is a Kiki to me, girl. I love when she started to go on her rants, baby. Girl. Oh, when Quad started to go on those rants, I'll be over here laughing my ass off. Anyways, y'all, I had fun. Okay? Yes. Yes. Once a Quad is like for real. And his victim was Darren Noggles. When God was like, and the victim was Darren Noggles. The victim, but I swear, it be small shit. Quad really is like a Kiki to me. I swear to God. Quad is a Kiki. But I love Quad. His name was Darren Noggles. She said, oh, bitch, she was like, this thing was kissing lesbians, girl. She's so God, this is my favorite. And she said, Mariah, that said we was kissing lesbians, girl. God, be cracking up. They said we was kissing lesbians. Oh, God, I really be cracking Quad. I don't know. I mean, when y'all say y'all don't like Quad, I'll be like, how? When y'all say y'all don't like Quad, I don't get it because Quad is a Kiki to me. You okay? You have ruined your career. You have just ruined your career. Where is the coke? Bitch, with Quad, literally, bitch, I'm telling you, this is what really took me out. This is what took me out, y'all. With Quad, bitch, when Quad came, when Lisa Nicole and her got into that fight, bitch, and Quad came and had that motherfucking bandage on the side of her face like this, and was talking to bitch when I tell you, baby, the way I must have rolled out of my bed when Quad came down to the TV screen and had a motherfucking piece of napkin taped to the side of her face. I said, this bitch. I said, this bitch. I said, man, this bitch got a whole motherfucking napkin on the side of her face. Bitch, Quad had a whole motherfucking napkin on the side of her face. I said, this is. Oh, God. I just do not know how y'all don't like Quad. Quad is TV gold to me, girl. The over the topness, the dramatics. Girl, I think that shit is hilarious. Quad is a mess. Quad is a mess to me, baby. I'm gonna forever love Quad. You hear me? Quad is a mess to me, baby. That's all I can say. Anyways, y'all, I'm about to go. I really need to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville and try to get that review out tonight. It was 11:44. I think I can do it. I'm tired of talking, but I'm gonna watch not Marriage to Medicine. That's a lie. I want to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then hopefully I can get that out tonight. And then yeah, I gotta go get my nieces tomorrow from school. Tomorrow and Wednesday. Yeah, I kind of want to go out of town now. Shout out to the TSA for finally getting their checks. Some people said their checks was wrong though. That would have had me fucked up. Bitch, I ain't got a check in almost 2 months, and then when y'all finally give it to me, girl, it's wrong. Anyways, I'm going. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.